Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties. I don't know if it's my internet or your internet, Nana. You're a little blurry, but hopefully that will get.
Okay. It's just my hair. Do not be afraid. We are only little children. Who said that?
Awesome.
Who said that? The Addams Family kids. They were going trick or treating. Okay. Anyway, hello everyone. Go ahead, show.
All right. Hello everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome. Or no, it's Tuesday. Oh my God.
We were going to go on Monday.
Gosh.
But we didn't. I had asked not to go on only because I hurt my knee, you guys. I don't know what I did, but
I had
anybody in the Twin Cities, that's in the Twin Cities, do you have any good knee doctors? And if you do, put them in the chat. Somebody that you've had or you heard good things about. Go ahead.
Okay, Nana might need a knee replacement, so we're starting off
Real
live,
good.
really good. But happy Tuesday night! Thanks for waiting for us, Nana. Like she said, her knee was hurting and she was super tired yesterday. So I said we can push it to Tuesday.
I appreciate it, and I wish I thought about what I did yesterday. And granted, I was on my knees doing gardening, and I was on there a long time. But I used this cushiony thing. But maybe that just did it. It was like, you're not a kid anymore.
Are you stretching and stuff?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe you want to just incorporate a couple little like stretches if you're going to be getting down like that on your knees, Nana.
Get down on it. Get down on it. Yep. I know what you mean.
All right. So
hi.
Make sure you smash the like. Let's set a like goal. What's your goal for tonight for likes?
I have so many like goals in life. Mm-hmm. It's not Friday, so it's Tuesday.
Yep.
It's an off day for us, even though I announced it on Facebook and twice. Mm-hmm. I want to say 92.
92 likes. Mods, please keep us up to date. Thank you for your service. So please smash that like. You guys subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're going to be talking about 90 Day Fiancé season 9, episode 6. And if you want to support the channel, all the YouTube-y stuff, like, subscribe. You can send a super chat during our live. You can sign up for our Patreon or our one and only membership here on the YouTube. All right, we got that out of the way. Let's have some fun. Let us know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the chat about 90 Day Fiancé and all the little tangents we go on. Let's check in with you, Nana, and your giant bush.
I think everyone should trim up their bush. I know I trimmed my bush up a couple days ago, so I'm pretty proud of my bush.
Nana's proud of her bush.
As everybody should be proud of their bush. This is it behind me. We have the E in front of it. I did dump out the old water because I did say last time we're trying to dry out the bush just a little because we were having trouble with that root rot. We do not want root rot. Root rot isn't good for anybody. So what we're doing is we're drying it out.
Nice. And you still got your Kohl's Cash sign?
I do. I love my Kohl's Cash sign. Kohl's Cash rules. I got to change it up every now and again, and I will. I don't know what else I wanted to say. I'm afraid we can't say that on TV or whatever this is. I don't know, something dirty. But
we always say dirty stuff.
You're right. Knee hugs for Nana. Thanks, you guys. I don't know what the hell I did.
I'm sorry, Nana. You're going to have to get to the doctor.
Well, I know that's what Dad said too. I almost went. I'll tell you how hurtful it was. I almost
Oh,
went into
no.
urgent care today, and
What?
that's not like me. I said, I need to lay down. I need to go.
Are you icing it? Are you like
No,
raising it? Is raising?
no, I was working all day out in the yard. So what I did is I put one of those things on, those pull up things, and they're real tight for,
Compression?
that's it.
A
And I
knee
got one of
compression
those on.
thing? Does it feel better?
Yes. It does feel a little better because it gives it a little support.
Do you need to like elevate it or put it up on a
Well,
stool or something?
that's what I'm going to call the doctor and just see. Like tonight, I'm going to put it up on some pillows, and it's just hell to get old kids. All of a sudden, you feel good one minute, and the next day you're going rut row. All
Well,
right.
here you go, Nana. Elevate your leg and ice it. Take ibuprofen for inflammation. I've had a lifetime of knee problems after all this.
Okay.
So
All right,
elevate and
thanks.
ice. Take ibuprofen. Can you take ibuprofen? Are you allergic or anything?
No, I'm not allergic. No, I'm only
Yeah. Have you
allergic
taken
to.
anything?
I haven't because I want to be
Even
sharp
I
as.
took a Midol tonight, and I don't even have my period. I just had a headache, and I was like, I'm taking a Midol.
Oh,
It's
I'll
got a
take
little
a
bit of
Midol.
caffeine.
I haven't had a period since I was 50. I was going to say for 50 years.
For
So
50 years. Damn. We dug
damn.
Nana up and put her on your zombie Nana.
Zombie
This is the
Nana.
50th anniversary of Nana's period. We're so happy to be
We're
live with
so
you.
happy.
On the
Happy.
50th. It probably is actually past the 50th anniversary of your period. Your
Oh,
first
no,
period.
honey. I'm 68.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah. I
And then
haven't
add
had one since I
18
was
years.
50.
No, but since you first got it.
Oh, that was October 20th. I was in 8th grade.
So you were 14, 13. So yeah.
14, 13.
This is way past
13.
the 50th anniversary of your
It just
period.
sounds worse.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary, Nana.
Happy anniversary, baby. Got you on my mind.
Some people are still waiting. Like Jamie B's still waiting for his first period. I hope it comes to you.
Jamie B, I wouldn't wish that stuff on anybody. Jamie B, why don't you roll a big fatty for me? Okay, then take it right to a new level. I won't feel that pain.
Fatty. Well, yeah. Do you want to go grab some ibuprofen and jump back with us? Are you okay?
No, I'm just fine. I decided I'm gonna, put this brace on. Then I will ice it tonight. That's a smart idea.
Mm-hmm. And elevate. Put some pillows. Elevate it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Elevate it like it's your buttocks, like some nasty sex, but instead it's your knee. Okay, stop it. My mom called her mom and some aunts to announce I got it. Oh, Haru, did they?
I was so annoyed. She said I would be too. But yeah, that's
I don't blame you, honey. I mean, I got 3 rolled
already, Nana.
I love you, Jamie. Haru, that is terrible. But my mom was close to her sisters too, so I'm sure she shared that information. Yep. But like I said, we didn't talk a lot about that stuff at all. And we just had this box of Kotex that was about this big. And I think you could put a small mattress in it. And I think that's what the size of them were.
You put a mattress between your legs.
Oh, it was. They were huge. And then you had those sanitary belts. We've been through this already. Yep. It was gross. Who thought of putting sticky on one side? That was just
men.
Oh, it couldn't have been men. That's a perfect idea. It had to be some woman. Yeah.
Dogs,
cats, everybody.
Speaking of self-medicating, let's get into this episode.
Let's do it.
Now, we probably don't want to start with them because theirs was the most.
We could.
Okay, let's start with them. Oh, this one was triggering. This is like I feel for this family. At first, I was annoyed by him, and then I'm like, I feel bad. He's legit dealing with some alcoholism and some family trauma.
He is. He's dealing with something. We know that. He's trying to medicate it with beer in the morning. Raise your hand if you haven't had a beer in the morning. I did. I mean, it was on vacation, but still.
I'm sure I have.
8 a.m., not really a good time to be drinking, but his
they say
at least 11.
Hair of the dog. Well, so he says. He didn't know what time it was. He could barely speak. Hair of the dog or whatever. At first, okay, so when she first gets there and then he's just like, and then they wake up in the morning and he's still drunk and they're making breakfast and then he's just acting like an idiot and he's not making sense. And it was just like, oh God, there's nothing more annoying than a drunk like that. There just isn't, whether you are the drunk or you're dealing with the drunk.
And when you're not drinking, it really
Yeah.
does get tough.
It's
But
annoying.
I
And
think his heart.
but then later in the episode is when then I started to be like, oh, I remembered their family trauma. This guy probably wasn't encouraged to do therapy. I mean, you are old enough now, sir. You got to go get a little bit of help and fix this shit.
He does have to fix it. There is no question. I agree.
Brother is so sensy to him. Oh, that kind
like
of got
that.
me in the feels.
Oh, I like that. I really liked it. And I don't think this is the girl for him because she's not respecting his brother. You know,
how you expect respect? Give me a break. I mean,
well,
he's
no,
not,
I mean, well, I'm just
he's
saying.
wasted. And if I was her as a young woman, like I'm just gonna say, I wouldn't feel safe. You got some wasted guy, like no. As a woman, too, I don't know. Maybe men feel this way as well. I can only speak from my experience as a young woman in a new country. You move in with your boyfriend. He's got some drunk brother. The thing about drunks
that would be tough
is you never know what's going to happen. That's why people get like, that's why children of alcoholics and stuff, you get anxiety and stuff because you never know what's going to happen when someone's drunk. They're not themselves, especially when they're abusing alcohol, which this dude seems to be doing. So he could fly off the handle.
Oh, yeah.
When anything could happen. So her anxiety's up. He's being rude.
I feel bad for all three of them, this little trinity. I thought it was cute when they went out golfing. Okay, I'll give you that. It didn't, last
he was
very
still
long.
Wasted.
The cuteness, I know, the cuteness didn't last. When he was making that steak, he says, well, I'll make a steak for all of us, And then he goes to flip it and he flips it on the floor and he's still going to eat it. And no, they aren't going to eat it. And I don't blame them. I mean, we have that, like, what do we always say, 30-second rule or something on that order and grab it?
Not 30 seconds, Nana. God, you're going to get a cola. 3-second rule. There's not 30. There's a 30-minute rule. You roll it around. You get the little, like.
I thought it was 30 seconds. Well, 3 seconds. Oh, yeah. How could you bend over that quick and get it? I say 30-second rule. Anyway, but they said no way, especially when he said because the dog's there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a 5-second rule. That's what it is.
Is it 5-second rule?
Yeah.
Is it, Renee? Okay.
Not 30. Yeah, I will say this would be entertaining if it wasn't that I feel a greater pain because once his brother started explaining and talking about their childhood and the issues they had with their mom and their parents and stuff like that.
Yes.
I know a lot of, I see like Nanya, who I love, is saying he's in his own house. He's not hurting anyone. Yeah, I beg to differ only because, drinking even in your own house when you're sharing it with your brother, that's his house too. And unless you've been around alcoholism or you were an alcoholic, it can have a different triggering to people. And also it's irrational. I feel like with this kind of behavior, it ends up becoming everybody's problem because now he's cooking and now he's dropping steaks. Next thing you know, he passes out, the stove's on. Next thing you know, he's cussing somebody out. The next thing you know, he's spilling everywhere. It's just like you've got to maintain some level of awareness and control. And that's the thing. He's like blotto by egg time. He shouldn't be blotto by egg time.
No, I know. I do. My heart goes out to him, though. It really does. There's something about him that's kind of endearing. He loves his brother. I don't think he should. It's a 2-second rule, Ashley. Boy, you guys, that's like a nothing. I mean, I'd say 30 seconds because, wait till you get to be a grandma and you have to bend over and get it and get back up. It's 30 seconds. But okay, you young kids, it's 5 seconds. Yeah.
There's anything endearing about him. I do like the guy. What's the main guy's name? His brother who's on the show?
It's Patrick.
Okay, so Patrick, I feel like has a big heart.
Is that right? And he's John. Am I getting that wrong?
I think you're right. And he's real sensitive. So he has I feel him because I see that he sees his brother through like a different set of eyes and he sees the pain because they might have experienced it together as children. And he also wants the best for his brother. But I feel like this girl might end up being just bratty and no good. But in this moment, I don't think any of this was her fault because you can't communicate with someone who's just beyond like that.
I know it's not fun to talk to him because he isn't making a lot of sense and he thinks he is and he thinks he's witty. He thinks he's funny and he's not. I get that. But I think coming down the road, Oh, thank you, Haru. Says Nana, you're right with the names. Thank you. I wasn't sure about that. I was thinking, okay, is that Patrick? And that's okay. I feel bad. I think Patrick really wants someone in his life real bad. And I
Mhm.
don't think he should settle for this girl because this girl she's going to be pretty needy. And when you're that needy and you won't, I don't, it's the brother's house too, is from what I'm understanding. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yes. I think they should. So there's definitely, if they've suffered trauma, if his brother's dealing with alcoholism, there's probably a lot of codependency. And now I'm getting into Judge Jolene. Objection, calls for speculation, but also I feel like
Nothing
I'm an
funnier.
expert witness in this category, just being an alcoholic myself, having alcoholic parents. Like I feel like I can speak to
Yes, you
alcoholism
can.
as a family,
Yeah, yeah, you can.
and there's I think the stuff they don't talk about with alcoholism, there can be all the love in the world. We always
No
get these
question.
really very, I mean, I don't think all the like levels of alcoholism are shown. We're shown like the really, you're destitute, you've lost everything, you're hitting your kids, you can't keep a job, but we don't ever talk about functional alcoholism. And that's why it's rarely, it's not as
Right.
diagnosed, and it's not as understood. And people are like, he just likes to have a good time. He just likes to, but there's effects that it has on
Abs-
the alcoholic and the people around them. And if these brothers have had, this traumatic childhood, and he,
yes.
is susceptible to addiction, whether, that's through genetics and through, just trying to cope. I think it just becomes more serious. So I know Ethrel is like, I must have tuned the scene out. I am always plugged in.
Yes.
Affects me. So I'm, we're all just a bunch of egomaniacs walking around. So I'm just like, I get triggered. I got very triggered by this guy because
Did you?
I
Okay.
did, and
All
not in
right.
like,
I'm
oh,
just
I'm afraid of him
no.
way.
I'm just
It's
wondering. Yeah.
just in the way that you watch someone you love act in a way that you're just like, come on, don't do this. Don't ruin this. Don't say that. And you got to babysit, and you got to still love them, but also have boundaries, and then protect the ones around you. And then there's a great amount of shame that comes with, having drunk family members, and then you bring new people into the circle, but you're trying to protect them, which is protecting the addiction. It's a very layered topic that I don't think it's discussed a lot, because it makes people uncomfortable and it makes people feel, shame, but there's no shame in it. I just think that the more we understood, the different levels of addiction, the better off we'd all be to have more empathy for each other, and to also ask for help or know when we might need help. So I really thought Patrick, I don't know how I'm going to feel about him in a couple episodes, but my heart just broke for that big guy with the little head, because
Oh, I know. And I kept feeling bad that we were calling him Little Walnut Head. No one should be
it's
called
okay.
names.
He's
Well, I
fine.
don't. Do you
But I
think he
mean,
is?
well, no, I'm sure he's buff. He can lift a car. He don't care what two
He is
ladies
buff. There's
on
no,
the
yeah.
internet are
He
calling
sure doesn't
him.
care about, yeah. You
Yeah.
care about what Nana thinks about you. He's good looking. His brother is, I don't know how much older than Patrick is John. I just don't know. I think he's looking older because he likes to pop him down, but I could be wrong. Short stack. I grew up with a highly functional alcoholic father. I married an alcoholic. I turned into a highly functional alcoholic adult, but I have been sober for 4 years. Oh my God.
Congratulations, short
Honey,
stack.
that is huge.
That's amazing. Well, us two sober ladies, I've been sober 10 years, April 1st. 4 years is a huge accomplishment. It is something where it becomes, I mean, if that kind of,
yes.
Addiction and stuff, it's so easy if you grow up with it to then have it become yours. I mean, if you go back in the chain of events, you probably had, your dad had someone in the I don't mean to
4
make
years. That's huge.
speculation.
Objections. Yeah. No, I think it's wonderful.
I love when people talk about it.
Well, and so much with alcohol is such shame. There used to be. And I think people are, opening up and talking about things now. But back in the day, certainly, it was weird because we had damage out here because of all the hail. So we had an inspector come today. And he's about your age, Joe, a little older, maybe a couple years older. And him and his wife came, and they're going around the property, and she sat and we talked, and then he came back, and we got just kidding around and found out lots of fun things about him, how much similarity we had. And Dad said something about when we built this house, Eileen would run out cases of beer to these workers that were working on the house. And then finally the contractor said, don't do that. You're not getting any work out of them. They're partying. And I says, well, I quit. I had to, because I had to quit drinking. I had to get sober. And I say it like that. And all of a sudden his head went back and he goes, well, I'm 4 years sober. And it just went around the circle. I mean, the four of us standing there talking, all of us don't drink anymore. And then his wife was 4 months sober. So it's very exciting when you meet people like that. And you have that camaraderie.
Yep.
It felt like our own little meeting in the backyard. It was so nice. It just was nice. It wasn't like we were preachy. We were nothing like that. Just, kind of your own thoughts and how you're doing with sobriety. It really felt good. It really felt good. You can see where we went today's show.
Yep,
Now you got me on this. Here's another fine mess you got me into. I tried that sugar-free. I had to rehearse it. Sugar-free vanilla latte, hot with some kind of milk.
Almond milk.
Almond
this,
milk.
Nana Grande.
No, I'm telling you. Mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. I used to be able to do stuff like that. I used to be able to, think about it, but I had to really think about it. And I go, how did I do? She goes, good. And I said, hot. Did I say hot? Yeah. Okay. What size? As big as you got.
Yeah.
So anyway, I felt bad. I felt bad for all three of them in this one. I don't care for her though. I will say that.
But we'll see what happens with her. But as far as the drinking and her feeling comfortable, there's no way for her to accept this kind of behavior. And she shouldn't accept this kind of behavior, because what's most likely happening, in my opinion, is the brother is, they're very codependent on each other. Someone in the chat said the brother moved, different states to live with him, and he's probably going to enable his brother because he's going to have this like, oh, we had a rough childhood. But there is a point where you have to, hold him accountable and want a better life for him. And I hope that Patrick gets to that point to truly help his brother, because enabling him and being like, it's fine, it's going to be a mess, and adding that into this new relationship, and she moved to a different country for him. I mean, this is probably one of the more serious cases, not to be overly dramatic, but we've seen on this show. I mean, this guy is a real sad sack of drunk.
Not necessarily.
Not good.
Okay, and I agree with that, but not necessarily are we seeing that being the worst. And I'm sorry, what did
as far as addiction goes?
Oat milk and blonde shots. That's my drink. Ooh, that sounds good. What is blonde shots? That must be some kind of vanilla kind of taste, or
I don't think so. I think it's a certain espresso.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Haru says Patrick divorced his ex because she fell for her trainers. He asked his brother to move in. Yeah, because he kind of separated from his family, and then once he got married, because his mom, there was some issues there, and maybe some mental health crises or something. And then he had to turn back to his family.
Right.
And then he got, he himself was using steroids and got caught twice and then got kicked out. So it's definitely a family prone to addiction. And this isn't normal, healthy behavior, even if it is his damn day off. It's weird. It's not going to be good for anybody. And this could be the reason why this dude is living with his brother at this age and doesn't have a functioning relationship of his own.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And they are working together. We established that last week.
Mm-hmm.
So in the security field, as far as setting up security systems and things, I hope they didn't set up Dorit's. Okay. Wrong show. Okay. Let's go to someone new. Grab anybody.
How about this
We'll
lady?
just talk to them.
What happened with her?
This
I
is what I'm talking about.
I didn't watch. You know what's so funny is I'm all talking about this. Once I kind of skipped around in the episode. I watched the first half, but then I was
Okay.
about to get to theirs, but then I skipped forward because I wanted to see what happened with the brothers, and I definitely wanted to see what happened with Bilal because I was invested in the Johnny Depp case too much today.
Yeah,
I
no,
will
I
admit.
understand. No,
But
I understand that. You have an
so
awful lot going on where I have to lay
Nana, you're
mulch.
just talking over me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love you so much, but we're talking over each other. So I didn't watch this lady and hers. So if Nana could tell me what happened, I know this isn't her man, but you know who I'm talking about.
I do. And I'm trying to remember names here, and I have to keep going back into my old notes. She went with Guillermo,
Guillermo.
and her
Very
name
good.
is Cara.
Yes.
And Cara has a drinking. She's another heavy drinker.
happened?
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you.
What happened?
Well, they went out to for drinks with friends of hers, and the girl is kind of looking for things. She's saying,
the
her
friend. I saw previews for that. Yes.
Yeah, she says so. She says, what is it that bothers you about Cara? And Guillermo said right away, her drinking. And she says, how so? She says, every time we go out and she drinks too much, I can see the pattern. She's drinking too much. She forgets everything we said, everything we did, and she just gets drunk.
She blacks out.
And he hates it. He didn't use the word blackout, but there's nothing,
if you forget
everything you're doing. So Sarah Q is saying Cara is a freaking alcoholic. I feel bad for Guillermo's future with her. I do too.
Man, I'm kind of glad I skipped over their scene because I was already triggered by old Patrick and his Boston brother. This your friend from Boston. And now, so when they went out, did she get wasted?
It didn't show that, honey, but she was knocking them back pretty quick. Yeah. So, and she looks just fresh. You wouldn't think, there isn't a certain look like, a certain look. Yeah, they're drunk. Certain look, they're sober. There isn't a certain look to it, but she looks very fresh. She doesn't appear to, like maybe it hasn't from the outside appearance.
Worse than Patrick's brother?
Yes, I think so too, Sarah Q.
I don't want to watch Intervention this season. Gee, I used to love watching Intervention, and then I just got kind of over it. I'm like, I'm living Intervention, I feel like, so I don't want to watch.
So you want to be part of that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Cara is worse than Patrick's brother from the sound of it. And Sarah Q, I think I think it's pretty much of a tie. We haven't seen her with drinks all the time, but when he's here and he says this, it's kind of like, wow. And he's the youngster. I think he's going to be the caretaker of her.
This is probably like what it was maybe like for Chell in the beginning dating me, because he wasn't a drinker and I was a partier. Chell says it wasn't bad, but I remember being pretty bad, and he had he wasn't exposed to alcoholism ever. So I don't know if he really knew, because he's 25, I'm 29, and I'm like, let's party. And he's like, let's just hang out. I'm like, hang out? Let's go with my friends and get wasted. So I feel like maybe I was a Cara. And I always tell Chell, I'm like, aren't you happy I don't drink? He's like, you weren't that bad. And I'm like, what? But maybe I just didn't drink long enough with him, or maybe he's trying to protect me. I don't know. But that kind of makes me feel like I do want to watch that scene now, because maybe I'll find some similarities, because, Chell's younger than me, my husband, and I don't know. Interesting.
I know.
That's too bad for Guillermo.
I know, and we're laughing. That's not a picture of Guillermo.
No,
I think his name is Brandon, and we start to, Deanna, you're right. We put these up together because we thought they looked like brother and sister, and I think
saw it on Reddit.
And they also could look like,
twins.
And Opie or Ron Howard could be their dad. Think about it. It just, it's that
Andy Griffith look.
Yes, it is. It's just fresh. And anyway, so yes, I don't know. Didn't show a lot from them.
Yeah.
So we can go on to the next one. So, you didn't miss much. You feel bad for Guillermo.
So here's Guillermo. I do have this little picture of them, and he just looks like a baby.
Yes.
Oh my!
And he is. And I thought she got along a lot better with the older brother when they showed the three of them together. Maybe there was 4 people.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they seem to, mesh and laugh at the same things. Okay, here we go. Are we going to go there? All right.
If we have to, I'm so curious to see what you guys thought of this whole situation with Shai and Bilal. What did you
Well,
think, Nana?
Shai and Bilal, you are a bully. From the very first time she stood on U.S. soil, you are a bully. And then they were going to go to church, and I don't know what it's called. I forgot the name of it. I'm sorry. I always keep thinking it's
Starts with
mass.
a
It's not.
J, I
Okay.
think.
And
Like,
it's some place that they go.
mm-hmm.
And he took her with him. And on the way there, it was horrendous because they were kidding each other, or so we thought. But she was wrong when she hit him on the head. I
Yeah.
mean, keep your hands to yourself, like he said. She did some of this too in front of his face while he's driving. Not good.
Who wants to
Um,
be on the freeway with those two? Oh my
oh, not
God.
me. And he says, "You do that again, I'm pulling over and you're going to take an Uber home." Well, they didn't come to that, but he did pull over. Then when they do get to their service, I'll say that. I always want to say mass. It's that Catholic stuff. When they get to their service, they always greet each other. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. And that's great. But there's no peace with Belial. Is that his name? Belial? Am I saying it right?
Bilal.
Belial?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
no peace with him. He's looking for somebody that's going to think the way he thinks, act the way he acts, um, kiss his feet, kiss his tush. I don't like him.
I do agree with you 100%. I think he's ever since she came here, even before she said he was being, pushy and lecture her when they would be on their phone calls. And then, with the whole prank starting off and testing her and then playing with her emotions with children. And that's why, I mean, I would just be done with this dude by now. But I think that's why the Shai situation was a little less playful than she maybe even knows subconsciously, because she's building this resentment for him, and I do not blame her, girl. But rather than just
Not at
saying
all.
straight out, like, don't lecture me, don't do this. She did say, like, don't minimize my anxiety or whatever, but he's got to answer for everything. But with all that resentment, I feel like she's building up. I think she does want to really give him one. And he did say multiple times in that situation, like, don't do that, don't touch me. And she kept it going. So that
Yeah.
100% wrong, not cool at all. Shai, I feel for you so much in this situation. Bilal doesn't seem like a good dude at all. And pulling over on the freeway,
What is
sir,
that? What is
just
that?
wait till you get off. Go to like a rest stop or pull over at the gas station, have a talk rather than act like a big baby and threaten her. I don't think she feels safe, and I don't blame her. I wouldn't feel safe in this situation.
No,
And I don't mean like physically safe. I mean
no,
just
you're
like
right.
in, he's playing tricks on her. She doesn't know where am I going to live? And then I want kids. I don't want kids. We'll see. He's just playing too many games
He
with her. Let's
is.
see
He
what you
is
guys
it.
are saying. He
You're
wants
right.
submissive. Yeah,
Yeah, he does
it
want
does sound like
submissive,
that.
and she is not that person. She's a stand-up woman. She's strong. She's beautiful. She's got everything going for her except for this guy. So if I was her, I would listen to my big sister when she talked to her, get on a plane and come home.
I didn't even catch this. Nanya said, "Did you see her drink her latte over the sink because she's afraid?" Ew.
He says, "You can drink it here." And then she was afraid she was going to spill or something. So
Oh
she went into
my
the kitchen and drank it
God.
over the sink. No one should have that kind of control over you. You're an adult.
Mm,
Yes, you're in his house. He invited you. He invited you. And I just don't,
mm.
he's got
Yeah,
the
talks
looks.
to her like she's a child. He doesn't even really have the looks. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think he does. He's got the looks.
he's a butterface. Do you know what a
He's got,
butterface is, Nana?
yeah, butter face. Yeah.
What is it? Or do it, ask Nana. Yes, good job, Nana. Good
Thanks.
job. So
Ooh, I'm
proud of you.
ready.
I'm
I'm
trying
ready
to
for
find.
Jeopardy. Okay, Jolene, what is a pussy?
Okay, what if someone says he's a butterface? What does that mean?
I mean, you can be really good looking and stuff, and you got a good build and everything. but B-U-T, her H-E-R face. But her face, like the face isn't any good.
Very good. Yeah, they always say it's all good, but her face, and that can be a guy or a girl.
That's
So
right.
someone with a nice bod who doesn't necessarily have a nice face, which isn't a nice thing to say. But I
No,
definitely said
no,
that.
honey, it isn't. It isn't. I feel for her. I really do. But I'm saying he's got everything going for him. He's got the money and stuff, and he is going to dangle that over her for a long time going forward. You can tell his family thinks he's all that too, as much as he
Oh,
thinks of
his
himself.
sisters and his mom like build him up too much. What did you think of the ex-wife? She was kind of cold to Shy
Why
when they
should
met.
she have to meet until she's really part of this family? I suppose because she's interacting with her children. I
Yes,
will
I would
give you
want to
that.
meet. Mhm.
You want to know who's going to be by your children, no question. I just don't think she had to be that nice. I mean, they were saying peace be with you, but that meant nothing
Yeah.
with the cold stares and stuff. And he was mean to her there too. He didn't walk around and introduce her to anyone. He let her stand alone. And I thought, oh, you really are a prick.
That was mean. That was really mean because she's got no one.
No,
That's her lifeline, and that's how I know what that feels like to move with someone and someone just ignore you, ditch you. It's a horrible feeling because you're like, I came all this way to be with you, and now you're like punishing me through,
yes.
it's a weird thing to want to punish your significant other.
And honey, what is this? He looks like a big old good ball. What is a good ball?
I think she meant goofball.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought maybe this was something new. Because
Yeah, I'd want to know who's around my kids too. I would have to meet.
you want to know who's around your kids. I understand that. But to be joyful and loving each other and the two women that have been with him, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
She was right when she said everything he does is a punishment. He sucks. Yes, he's just treating her like a kid. He's got that, he wants, like you said, like everyone's saying in the chat, he wants someone who's submissive. He's got the money. You better do this to respect me. He doesn't want what seems like he doesn't want a mutual, respectful relationship where both parties have equal power.
She's coming in with nothing. Okay. And when I say nothing, I mean monetary. He's holding all the cards because he's holding the money. I just think he's just mean spirited, and I would go back home.
Ooh, this is an interesting point. Nunya says, I thought the ex-wife could read his actions. She was around long enough to know what was happening. Maybe you're probably right. She knows when he's acting like an ass face. And it was probably very uncomfortable. And also, you could see him, like separate from her, like you were saying, Nana, in the church.
I just thought it was just mean. When she
What's
stood there.
The vest and t-shirt? Exactly.
Oh, Shane, don't you like that look, honey?
Yuck.
Oh, you don't?
Vests can only be worn with suits like that, like those kind of dress vests. When you pair, we talked about this before. When
I know
you pair
we have.
it with t-shirts and stuff or jeans, you're a douchebag.
Okay.
You're early mid-2000 douchebag.
That being said, I like that look, but maybe it's just me. Sorry. I think a vest holds everything in. Maybe that's why I like it.
Maybe on a lady, but when guys wear it, no way, Jose. You wouldn't wear in the early 90s.
That was a hot look. Yes. Mm-hmm. The vests, I had quite a few of them, and you'd wear them.
You had a cute one. You had that floral.
That brocade
yes.
one. I just got rid of that not too long ago.
You should have never got rid of it, Nana. But that's a different kind of vest. I'm talking about he pulled a vest from this looks like a vest from a three-piece suit.
It does. You're right. It does.
That belongs with the suit, not with this t-shirt Ross combo of True Religion jeans. Joleen keeps reminding me. We all were. I was a douchebag too.
Renee, why are you saying that, honey? I don't understand. Joleen keeps reminding me that I was a douchebag.
Because Renee dressed like that. Renee lived in Arizona when I lived in Arizona.
I got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of like that look, but maybe I like that early 90s kind of look.
Tara, good point. Maybe his dream is to be a theater usher. So he's dressing the part. Okay.
You guys, do they still have those? I always thought that would have been such a cool job to have. And I know women didn't have it in the day. It was men to show someone their seats in the movie. in the movie house. That's what we called it. But
Oh. Mm.
that's funny.
I don't think they still have those. No.
Okay, they probably don't. There's so
Mm-mm.
many things that have changed really since the pandemic too. A lot of places they can't seem to find help. We just keep finding that over and over again because we had gone to that other Target, not the one we usually go to, but the other one the other day. And we went to that one and their Starbucks wasn't even open because it said we don't have enough people to fill the positions.
Well, maybe they should pay people better.
Well, there's a thought, baby. There's a thought.
And it's
Yeah.
still COVID times. I don't know. I think
Yes,
people
I
are
don't.
just realizing after this pandemic that we're worth a lot more than these companies want to give us. So people are like, yeah, all
Yeah.
right, well, I don't know.
Odell Chick is remembering the ushers at the movies. We just thought that was so cool. And we thought it was cool because they had a uniform and then they also had their little flashlight. They would walk you down and seat you. I just thought it was cool. I don't know.
Christine said Bilal is a textbook narcissist.
I don't like him. I do not like him. Let's see what he brings to the table, if anything, except for his, being such a bully, a huge bully. So let's go to this next couple. Odell Chick. Yes, Nana. I love these two. These two are going to be the funniest ones out there.
You think?
Oh my God.
Oh.
When he talks, oh my God. Oh my God. Stop it.
What? Really?
She's bouncing all over the place trying to please him. Putting the bidet in because his backside's got to be clean, clean, clean to go to prayer service. And he's just sitting there going, what's going on here now? And he's got this monotone. What's going on here now? Well, and she's all excited. Well, I got this guy and he's putting in the bidet for us and blah, blah, blah. He shouldn't be here. What?
I like that you're doing impressions on Anna. I love this.
He shouldn't be here. Well, no, he's here to put the bidet in. Yes, I realize that. A man and a woman should not be alone together in the house. And she's looking at him like, what? You couldn't put the bidet together. You can hear her little cogs going, blah, 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 blah. And so I have this. She goes, will I ever be able to have somebody in the house? No. Well, where would I go? You probably have to go outside. Right then and there, honey. He does. He talks to the baby.
You do a good impression of him.
He's just, he is like, what would it be like from Dick Tracy cartoon? Mumbles, I think his name was. Because you can hardly understand what he's saying because he doesn't open up his mouth enough.
It does sound like Milt. Have you ever seen The Office, Nana?
Office Space, yes.
Office Space, sorry. Office
No,
Space.
that was the movie?
Yeah.
Now tell
the
me
guy who still works there, he's got the stapler. That's my stapler, and then I burned down the place, and I got,
Yes. He has.
Oh my God.
There's no inflection in his voice. What's going on here now? It's just this, what's going on here now. It's just like, oh my God, stop it. And he is just, everything's about his mom. And God love you. You should love your mom. Your mom, for the most part, does everything for you and did too much for you, baby boy. And she is not putting up with this. She's fighting back already. So
Don't you think that's something like, I just feel like she's old enough where, didn't you do a little bit of research into this or his beliefs, or if you're going to, is she converting? I mean, to know like some of this stuff is an easy Google away to find out.
Honey, you're right. It is, because she says, I'm not a Muslim. I don't know these things. I'm not a Muslim. But you're going with a Muslim man. Okay, sure enough. Got you there, buddy. Okay.
Is she going to marry him or adopt him? Varia says, imagine a little boy, exactly, telling a grown woman what to do in her house while she's putting in his poopy butt wiper. You know what I mean? Like, he needs this special butt wiper, which I guess is a very luxurious, and everyone should have a bidet. I don't have one yet. But she's literally having something installed to wipe his little tushy where he lives for free.
It's so bad.
And he's going to be like, what does she do at work? Can she talk to men outside of the home or just in the home they can't be alone?
Well, I sure.
What about at her job?
I sure wouldn't be telling him. not at all.
How old is she, Nana? She's
That's what I was just kind of looking, honey, because there was
40
quite a difference. I want to say
something.
43.
Yeah,
I
she's old
want to
enough to
say
know
that,
better.
but I just, I have it on different pages going back.
Nana said, I did not take notes, just so you know, for tonight. She's 48 and he's 25. Oh gosh.
Oh
he
my,
should know
is she really
better.
48? She looks darn
Yeah,
good.
she looks
I mean,
really
not thing.
good.
I mean, 48's nothing. I mean, but she looks very good. But she should know better. And
We
I
talked
think,
about that last week, Shane. He does look like a heavier version of Tim and Veronica.
yes, we talked about that, Shane, because and then Dad was just watching it with me because I had
He watched it
Pillow
with
Talk
you?
on. Pillow Talk.
Oh.
He said, "Who's that guy? He kind of looks like the devil." And I says, "I don't think he looks like the devil." But because he said his eyebrows go like this, when you're
Tim?
see pictures of the devil, yeah, it's like this. And I says, I don't think he looks like the devil. He's quite funny. I get a kick out of Tim. I love Tim.
Dad said Tim looks like the. We need some of Papa's takes. What were his other takes?
Oh,
Anything?
I'm trying to think. That was a big one there. And he
like
thought she was very nice looking, that Veronica.
Like,
and I said, they're not
calm your
together.
boner, Papa.
No, but I mean, that's what you do when you're first watching. You go, oh,
Mhm.
who is that? Oh, yeah, she's pretty. And who's that? He looks like the devil. And I just thought, oh, no, I don't think he did, honey. But anyway, Amy, I love it. Maybe you could get a job as a ventriloquist. I know, but could he sit on another man's lap or another woman's lap? Probably not. Yeah.
I think he can do what he wants. It's just her. And Avaria, I agree with you. It's getting creepy now with Leo because Leo really likes to date young women. And there's going to come, it's past the point, I think, now where it's like, Leo, you're going to ruin my childhood. Okay. Because Leo was a heartthrob.
Oh,
a lot of movies, my favorite. And if he ends up being a big old perv, it's going to ruin so much for me. I can't even begin to explain, Nana. If you find out, did you ever find out that like one of your crushes growing up was just a pervski? Was one of your crushes Roman Polanski? No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. I would rather have been with Sharon Tate. She was hot and she was and that seemed funny to me. She was a star and I loved Valley of the Dolls that she was in and other things. And and when you think Roman Polanski, and I don't know,
So did you have any like movie star heartthrob that ended up being a big pervo and you're like, dang it, I can't like this stuff anymore?
No, I think Mickey Dolenz was clean as you can get. And he was one of the monkeys.
Appropriate?
Yes, I believe so. We never saw that he didn't. I don't know. I guess that wasn't such a big deal because women certainly didn't that we heard of, but men always, went with the young starlets. Yes.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, Tracy, you're right. Nana would never show this creep her bush.
No.
Oh my gosh, Pillow Talk with the Lunzers.
Oh, I would love to be on that Pillow Talk.
Nana with Tim would be funny.
I love Tim. I think he's a caring person. I really do.
I want to be with the bra lady. I want to be with her.
She's darling. And sometimes she's with her boyfriend, and then sometimes she's with
blonde.
Her girlfriend. Yeah. I like it when she's with her girlfriend because the two of them are they crack me up. Yeah.
Why would they even replace with the boyfriend? I don't care about what he has to say. I want the girlfriends talking. What about John Voight? Was he one of your heartthrobs? I don't think Nana ever talked about John Voight.
No, honey. In fact, something happened with John Voight because I just saw this special on Jane Fonda, and they were saying that the movie that she was in with him coming home, they used to be really good friends. Okay. And do they talk anymore? And she says, we don't. And I don't know what happened.
Well, his own daughter doesn't talk to him. So, I mean, it's not.
So something happened. That's too bad. What was I going to say?
Too bad. I used to love Tom Cruise, Amy said, but I can't support him in his crazy Scientology. That's a rough one. Oh my gosh. Chell likes to remind me that the lead actress in Handmaid's Tale is a Scientologist. I go, don't tell me that. No, I love that show. And she's amazing.
Was she the one in Mad Men? That one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Okay, sorry.
no. Wait. Yes. No. Yes.
Is she the one
Yes.
in roller skates and Mad Men, and when they were the
Is
whole
she
company
Peggy?
was imploding? It
Now
was
I'm
Peggy. It
forgetting.
was Peggy.
What's her real name? I gotta look it up.
Peggy.
Oh my God. Yes. It's Elizabeth Moss.
I just love
And I'm
her.
just like, I like to think, well, maybe she was just kind of raised in it, kind of like Leah Remini was. And so she
Well,
didn't have a choice and she doesn't talk about it too much.
if you're not, and you have your right to your own religion. You have a right to your own religion. But some of them seem a little spookier than others, says Nana. But let's see. My sister was married to a Muslim man. And who is this? Laintra, small town girl. My sis was married to a Muslim man, and he would get very upset with her if she'd say hi to a male cashier at Walmart who was bringing her stuff out. He didn't even want her to look at him. It is a different.
Well, I don't know if that's, see, the thing is, I don't know if that's the case for, I don't know a ton about like the Muslim religion. So I don't know if there's different, because you know how there's like, just to compare like what you grew up with Catholics, there's different Catholics. There's Catholics who are like by the old school book, like very like women don't speak up in church. You can't eat shellfish. They don't have the new book. Like they didn't get the memo, And then there's Catholics who are like, well, I'm Catholic, but I'm not like Catholic. People don't even get up for like, what's it called?
Communion.
Body of Christ, communion. See, I'm a very good Catholic.
Yeah, and I think, and religion should be your business, just like abortion or pro-life or should be.
Shane's mom? I didn't know there was Scientology in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, the Science Museum that used to be downtown St. Paul, that's the Scientology now. It's huge.
Oh my gosh. I told her to watch that Leah Remini show and we didn't talk for months. Later on, she watched the show and it was like a light bulb went off and she was done. Oh, you should have her talk to Leah. You should like message Leah Remini. Well, if she felt comfortable. I'm just like, you could go meet Leah Remini and talk to her. Oh, that could be. It could be that Aaron saying that they might have different political beliefs, him and Jane Fonda.
Oh,
So
I see.
Oh,
I think that to be very true. You're right. And we're seeing this. Aaron saying John Boyd.
Yeah, she said. Yeah.
Got it. And Jane had her own, because they called her Hanoi Jane. She had her own issues during the Vietnam War, and some people just, vowed never to, because
they didn't forgive her.
They never did. So, but I think that's just part of life is forgiveness, So
forgiveness is more than saying sorry. Do you know what movie that's from, Nana?
Oh gosh,
forgiveness.
Yes.
Can anyone know in the chat? It's more than saying sorry. I wish I knew more lyrics to it. Do you know what movie it is?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Pee Wee Herman's Day at the Circus.
Deb makes a good point. Abuse under the guise of religion should be everyone's business.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, I kind of misspoke when I said, I guess I'm just.
You're just trying to be respectful to people's religion because not everyone practices with. I don't know. I'm not super into religion, so it's hard for me to even like. Yeah, I don't get organized religion. If you want to, that's cool. I get I always tell my mom I understand faith more than I do organized religion.
Yes,
I get that when people are like higher power, God, blah, blah, great. But then when people try to infringe upon you and put their shit on you, I'm just like, I don't think that's what any God would
I don't
really
think
want.
No, I don't think it is either. And I just think, everyone's got their own thought process about that.
But do you know what? Does anyone know what movie that is? Forgiveness is more than saying sorry. It's just Friends. It's one of my favorite movies. It's a silly, silly movie with Ryan Reynolds and the dude from American Pie and Anna Faris and another lady and the lady who was in Airplane. What was that adorable, hilarious woman who starred in Airplane?
Oh, she's the mom. Her. Oh, the mom?
She's the mom in this movie. She's so funny in it.
Oh, she's
She's
the
much like,
straight one. She's like,
"Hello, Helen?
she,
Hi, Helen." Like she's, she has that higher voice.
yeah, she
She's an
talks really
airplane.
sweet. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So funny. Oh my God.
Oh, what? I don't know her name, but Airplane, one of my favorite movies. And Barb
Hi,
Markham is
Barbara.
saying, "Hello, everyone. Hello, Jolene and Nana. My name is Nana too. I have a cousin named last name of Markham. So,
Oh, maybe it's your cousin.
do you know a Peggy Markham? So anyway, that's my cousin and spelled the same way.
Piggy. Julie Haggerty.
Thank
Yes.
you, Renee. You're right with it. Yes, and
No,
I
but
just
isn't that
loved
her
her.
name in the movie?
No, Julie Haggerty is her real name.
Okay.
And
She's
in the
so
movie
cute.
Airplane, what was her name? It was such a
She's
good
been in
show.
everything. She's your age, Nana. She's
I
66. She was born in 55. She was in Airplane,
oh
Airplane 2, other film roles, A Midsummer Night's Sex Comedy, Lost in America. What About Bob? Freddie Got Fingered. Why don't they list Just Friends?
Airplane.
That is a iconic
Oh,
movie. Let me look at her IMDb. They gotta have Just Friends. They got Freddie Got Fingered, but they don't got Just Friends, which is a way better movie than Freddie. Have you ever seen Freddie Got Fingered, Nana?
no, honey, no. Doesn't sound like something I'd like to watch, but who knows?
Am I lying? Is she not in Just? No, she's in Just Friends. Yeah, there it is right there. Right? Or did I just imagine seeing it?
I really loved her in Airplane. It was just, and what was her name in Airplane? I'll think of it.
Well, I can look it up here.
Yeah, I can see it. I can't see it. I just can. And don't tell me, okay? I won't look at the chat. I gotta think. Give me
It's
the
like your
first.
name. It's like your name. What people
Irene.
call you when they don't know your name.
Elaine.
Elaine
Oh, sure.
Dickinson.
Elaine, of course. Oh my God, it's the funniest show. I don't know who wrote
Forgiveness.
that show, and I really like. What is the guy from the Police Squad? Police.
Leslie Nielsen.
Thank you. Oh my God, when he passed, that was so sad. He's
I
just so
know.
talented.
She was Carol Brander in Just Friends. If you haven't seen Just Friends, it's a holiday classic, but you can watch it all year long. Yes. She was the
Oh,
mom in What About Bob? Oh, I love What About Bob. I haven't seen that
oh,
forever.
oh my gosh. Okay,
It
Nana,
does
you say
sound
my
like,
name.
oh, sorry,
Oh,
we
okay.
both keep clicking on it. It does sound like an Alanis Morissette song, but it's the song that Anna Faris's character is like this pop star. And she sings this song. So let's all get here. You answered that question. I'm gonna look up lyrics for it so I know more than one word.
Well, you can say that. That's okay, honey.
Okay,
One word.
honey.
Okay, Nana, you say my name with a long E. Oh, or you can just call me L. So Laintra, long E. Is that right? Yeah. Or just call me L.
Lenetra. I don't know.
It's not the easiest. I've been called plenty of different names. So have I. Yeah, it's hard because you don't get your names on pencils either, do you? No.
No, I never had mine either. Well, sometimes there'd
Not
be
with
an
that.
E.
Yeah, but that's not.
Okay, she says, forgiveness is more than saying sorry. Forgiveness means accepting people's flaws. To forgive is divine. So let's have a glass of wine and let's have makeup sex until the end of time.
Wow, that's a great song. I don't know why that never.
It's it's a funny movie.
I know
She's
I'll
like
have to see it. I'll have to see that one.
satirizing a pop star. It's pretty funny. Or parodying probably a pop star. It's pretty funny. It's hilarious. Forgiveness. Lanitra.
Lanitra.
Like your knee. Your knee's hurting. We were talking about that earlier.
Lanitra.
Lanitra. That's a beautiful
Yes.
name. That's a
That
beautiful
is.
name.
It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful name.
Lanitra.
Yes.
That is
Lanitra.
beautiful. We're Eanes
Oh,
too. You're part of the Ean team.
you're part of the EEN team. Welcome, sister. Look at this.
Lanitra.
Look at this.
You love how
Hi,
everyone has to teach
kids.
us how to speak English, Nana?
Yes.
Our Minnesota tongues are like,
Listen.
Lanitra.
Now, let's look at these guys. And these guys, I keep saying they're from Texas, but they're not. They're living the good life, we think, in Rapid City.
Mm-hmm.
And mom and her are kind of going to heads. Let's just see, going head to head with each other.
The clothes.
And it's about her clothes and the way she dresses around there. And mom, the way she said it was kind of kind of jerky. I don't know. But so she went running to her boyfriend and said, "Your mom is treating me like this. I'm not happy with it." Then he goes, and then he had changed his hair to pink on the top. It looked really cute. And he says, "Mom, I'm upset. I'm just pissed, that you would do this." And for the life of me, I'm trying to find their names because I'm just
Jabri and Miona.
Oh yeah, Jabri. That's right. Because Dad did say that was another thing. He says, "Why doesn't everybody have like names like Dave on this show? What is his name?" I says, "Honey, it's just different names. Not
Dave.
everybody can be. Well, not
Boring.
everybody can be. You know,
Dave.
not everybody can
name
be
you
named
thought of?
after a beetle. Okay,
Dave.
yeah.
Oh my God,
Well,
Dave.
you know what I'm saying.
I'd
Okay.
rather be named Jabri. All right, so
I
Jabri
know. I
and
like
Miona.
Jabri.
So what's going on with them? The moms?
The mom is just, making a little waves because she's holding up some of her laundry. She was going to help her do laundry, which I liked. I thought, oh, yeah, I wonder what kind of laundry, I wonder what kind of washer
I
dryer.
knew it.
I get all excited.
Nana is going to love this episode because they're doing laundry and that's her favorite thing to do. And it was very interesting that Miona said in Serbia, you get to actually pick the temperature of the water. So she thought it was so odd that it's just cold, hot, or warm. And I guess I never even thought of that. But yeah, that is a little odd.
That is. I mean, that seems almost a lot more high tech than what we got going, Of course, I noticed that it's not the top fill washer, it's that front fill.
Well, you hate that.
I hate that. And my brother was one that he, worked on these for many years. And he said, don't get one. Don't. They're just pain in the ass. They're always going out. So, you know what you used to get the clothes the cleanest? And this is way back in the day, is the old wringer washers where you had it was a big tub and you fed this roller and you couldn't get close to it because your hand would go in there. You fed the clothes into it and they really got clean. Anyway.
How many times do you have to put it through there?
A few. My mom always kept it because when my dad would come home from a fire, you could the whole house reeked of smoke and she would wash it through that. So anyway.
Ramona says, I did not expect his mom to be so conservative. Didn't Jabri say she originally from Portland? I don't honestly think she's conservative. I think she just hates Miona.
She does not want this woman for her son.
There's no way this chick with cool pink glasses and allegedly maybe like a psychologist or something, isn't she?
Yes,
a therapist or something, can be this close-minded and have this much, maybe she could have this much like internalized misogyny and be like so anti-feminist to tell this young woman somehow she has to dress differently. And I know I'm sure some people are going to be like, well, it's her house. Why are you so worried that Dave, whatever the stepdad's name is, you think he's going to run off because she's wearing a crop top? Is Dave like, is he an animal? Is he?
I know why.
Has he never seen midriff or side tit before? I mean, I can to a point understand like if in your house you have certain rules for sure, but telling her out in like society and stuff, it's like she said, it's the 21st century, but it's 2022, bro.
I know. But what I want to say to all of these people is it isn't a good idea to move in with mom and dad. And I know you don't have any money and I know, but someone's got to be working besides mom and dad. And stop it. I mean, if you can't stand a little criticism, but you're getting free rent and free food and everything else, shut your big mouth. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if I thought she said it was something like a therapist or psychologist early on, something in mental health.
I thought it was too.
Yeah, maybe I would. Yeah, I'd be a little. Maybe she hates her because Miona's getting accused of blackfishing, so maybe she hates her for that reason. But she just doesn't like her.
And that blackfishing, can we go through that again? I forget what that is.
Oh, it's like darkening your skin and trying to pick up the traits of like for her, like trying to appear as though she's like a black woman. So she's darkening her skin, she's changing her traits to appear that way. But I always want to give you like the actual definition, so I'm not like telling you. We're gonna make you
and
write it down.
Yeah, that one I just forget. That
it's when white public
Okay.
figures, and influencers,
Okay.
like the Kardashians, I think we talked about that before, have been accused a lot of blackfishing, do everything in their power to appear black. So they might tan their skin excessively. They might wear traditionally like black hairstyles.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's an article in the BBC about it. So basically, it's a word used to accuse someone of pretending to be black or mixed race.
Okay.
And blackfishing refers to someone who uses things like hairstyling and makeup to make them appear darker, as if they have black heritage or are mixed race. And again,
Okay.
Miona is not. She's Serbian. The term was first used on Twitter years ago when journalist
Wow.
Juana Thompson said she noticed white celebrities and influencers cosplaying. You know what cosplaying is, Nana? Like when you go to
Got anything to
Comic-Con and you dress
do?
up
Oh, okay.
like
Okay.
the characters you like. So they're almost like cosplaying or dressing up as black women on social media. Blackfishing is when white public figures, influencers, we already said that, whether that
Okay.
means to tan their skin excessively or wear hairstyles and clothing trends that have been pioneered by black women. Some people say it's wrong for white people to make money from copying traditionally black characteristics like hairstyles. They argue that blackfishing allows a person to pick and choose the cool parts of being black without facing any of the racism, discrimination, or negative attitudes that black people do for having the very, or that black people do for having the very same characteristics. So it's like a form of cultural appropriation. So it's like, oh, I'm going to do this. It's like, okay, well then when, all of these things that go along with people who every day have to live their lives and have to face racism and prejudice within the United States and different things, and then you could just wash it off and go, just kidding, I'm white, give me a loan. You
Okay.
know what I mean? It's like, so the Kardashians get accused of it all the time, is
Do
they
they? Okay.
basically
I guess
they
I
culturally
don't see it,
appropriate.
but okay.
Well, Kim, I mean, they darken their skin, even change their bodies to look
Okay.
more what would traditionally be like an African American woman's, or traits that
Okay.
for a long time black women were judged on and were told to fit kind of like this like white um
Hmm.
what am I thinking of? I don't know,
Um,
I'm too tired, I'm sorry.
that's okay. No, no, I understand what you're saying. I think they're one of the most attractive couples we have here, I think. Do you
Mhm.
think that? I mean, I think he's very
No.
attractive. Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't think he's attractive?
I mean,
Don't you
no.
like cowboy boots? What's wrong? Okay.
I like
Okay.
employment.
Employment? So do I. As a mother, I highly, that's what I'm saying. They come back to mom and dad. What do they expect mom and dad to do? You know,
So
you
she
think,
is in mental health. He asked his mom not to therapize him in their conversation.
yes. And she seems to be really good at picking things apart. This is something new for her. She hasn't asked him to do too much. Shame on you, mom, because he's, he has to learn how to cook. Someone's got to learn to cook between the two of them if they're going to go out on their own.
No, they're going to
Um,
live in Los Angeles. It
well,
doesn't matter. They can just live on their looks. They're going to be influencers and everybody else can suck it.
wow.
That's what they
That's,
think, I think.
well, I just, I thought for attractiveness, I thought they're a very attractive couple. So,
Did anything else happen with them this episode?
not too much. Someone had said in there too, and I missed it. I'm sorry. That dad might have a wandering eye.
Anne
And
said that.
Anne Strickland said that. That's right. And I think she's onto something because why would the mom jump at that right away?
I mean, if Billy, you had a son, if he had a girlfriend and they lived with you
Yeah.
and she was like wearing half shirts, I don't think you'd say anything about it.
I wouldn't say anything because when I was seeing your dad, I was wearing hot pants and bodysuits,
Exactly.
and that's just
Mom,
the
don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Don't hate on a
right.
young woman, but
That's
definitely
just
hate on her blackfishing, but don't slut shame.
yeah, that's just the way they dress. And if you can, dress like that and she looks good and everything. Yeah, I never, Paul's mom never said that to me. Like, oh, God, I think maybe some of the other relatives did when I showed up with a black lace bodysuit, even though I had a black bra underneath it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Nana, you better never slut shame again.
True, true, true. True, true,
Oh
true.
my gosh.
Okay, who else should we talk about? I think that was it for these guys. They didn't, who
We
they
didn't
didn't
see these
touch on?
two.
Kobe. They didn't touch on Kobe this time.
Oh, yeah, they didn't.
And
No more boob juice talk.
no, there wasn't any. And who are these?
That's them. That's her before the baby when they first met for the 2 weeks before they had
Is it
shower
really?
floor sex. Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize her.
Yeah. So
So,
did we hit
and
everybody?
well, I think we missed
Oh, we
somebody.
did
There's
good.
got to be somebody we missed
We
because
didn't get Nana
we didn't get to
notes.
Kobe, and I just
That's why we need Nana notes.
Oh, I know we need Nana notes, honey. I just wasn't um writing the stuff down. Oh, Benny and Areola.
Oh, we can skip them. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no shit. Um, it was kind of funny to see them. We did forget them. She took him. They're now living. Oh, that's a nice picture of her.
That's my
They're
favorite.
yes, they're now living in New Jersey in an apartment they can't afford, and she's stressing about it. Because her mom has done too much for her. Her mom and dad set her up in this apartment. Then she had the baby being watched by mom or grandma, and then they went out to show him Benny the New Jersey. So and then they all of a sudden they're in New York, and he explains to her that he wants to live in New York. I mean, he doesn't know. She says, "Oh, it's just too expensive. What are you talking about?" Blah blah blah. He doesn't know praise. He doesn't know any of this. You don't have to jump down his throat. He liked the feel of New York, and so um, another case that the mom and dad are doing way too much. And you're not the first person and the only person that ever had a baby and had to go out to work.
I
So
just don't get why she can't work. I don't understand that. And I also really did actually like seeing Benny get to react to things he'd never experienced, like a water fountain out in
wasn't that
public,
cute?
and seeing him react to New York, because New York is, I know you've never been, Nana, but it
I
is
haven't.
so your first time you're there, the second time you're, the third time you're there, it's so magical. And if you've been thinking about it your whole life, and I had been, and I remember getting off the subway, walking up the stairs, and I started crying.
Oh, I
Like,
like that though. That shows that and certainly I've known that
it's
forever, but
amazing.
that you have just a soft heart and things hit you different. I got all choked up when you were um, FaceTiming me when you were in New York, and you brought me to Imagine. You brought me to that park. You showed me where John Lennon was gunned down. The apartment and stuff. Well, you did. I mean, you showed me this is where he lived and stuff, and that was very touching to me. It was like, oh my God, you're right there.
Yeah. Well, New York is just like the epicenter of kind of what, especially people outside of the country, think is almost like our capital, sort of, because it's like New York City. There's nothing like it in the United States. It's a city, all of it's like you say Tokyo, you say New York, these like big,
Right.
exciting cities. And so it's amazing. Now, would I want to live there anymore? No, because I'm now older and I need some space. If I had money, maybe. I also do get scared
Very.
of the rats. Once I've been there enough now that I have seen rats the size of Tilly. Like,
Oh no,
imagine.
I no. And I did want to see in my lifetime, I do want to go to New York because I do want to see Ellis Island. I want to see where my dad's parents came through, my grandparents came through.
Yes.
And I would like to see that because they came over from Sweden and went through that. That I would love to see. Um,
Yes, Ellis Island's cool. Ari says better, or Barbara said better start writing because Ari's a writer. She heard, yeah, she better start because that's a profession that, I mean, she does have a platform now, I guess, being on the show. I mean, it's not huge and she's not very well liked, but it's very hard to get published.
Yeah.
But
I just think that she is, she's such a baby when it comes to her mom and dad. You know, don't play this poor me, poor pitiful Pearl, we used to call it, poor pitiful Pearl. Don't play poor pitiful Pearl. Your mom and dad are doing way too much for you. And so they got you a 2-bedroom, and you would have picked out a 1-bedroom. Well, then come on over and pick out a 1-bedroom. But now we're tied to this for a year, she said. You know what?
you're like in your 30s,
Quit.
or you're like 30, girl. Come
Yes,
on.
quit raining on people's parade. You should be thanking your mom and dad for everything they've done for you so far, and tell
And
them
thanking the
enough is enough.
fact that they can file for bankruptcy allegedly multiple times, allegedly,
Allegedly.
that this stuff goes away so they can keep paying your bills, allegedly.
That just breaks my heart because that
Oh,
hurts all of us.
so many New Yorkers, either
Oh,
past, present, future, Tara, say
oh,
used to live
Tara.
on West 73rd, not far from the Dakota. It's that area
Oh,
is so beautiful. There's parts of New York that just make they take your breath away. And you can just walk. And whenever I go there, I just walk so far. And you just feel like into the first time I went there was by myself. And I'm so bad with directions and subways. I got lost. I ended up God knows where. And then I ended up just walking places. And it was just amazing. And you discover so many different neighborhoods and nooks and crannies and things. And, it's just so amazing. Yeah.
I loved walking it with you via
I know I had you on
FaceTime.
FaceTime. I got to
It
take
was
you. You got to
it
come with
was
me,
just
Nana.
yes, it was just so wonderful.
You'll love it.
I know I
You'll
would.
love it.
I know
And I
I
kept
would.
getting, the first time I went there, I got free shit. And I kept calling Chell going, people keep giving me free stuff because people would be like, thanks for smiling or thanks for being so nice. Cause I was just walking around with a smile on my face. I go in stores and then I met up with Desi, my
I
BFF since I was
remember that.
little. She
Yes,
was
love
at a
Desi.
work meetings there. And then we went to some like store and they gave us free shit there because they're like, oh, you guys are so happy. You're like, that's what every time I go to New York, my friends who live there are like, you sure are wearing a lot of color.
Are they more of a black, white, and gray kind of?
It's definitely a different lifestyle than like being in LA. I mean, when you're in like Southern California compared to like going to like, especially just with comedians, like the comedy in LA compared to the comedy in New
Oh,
York
yes.
is much more. It's just you're running from mic to mic in New York. It's a little more gritty. It's a little more like fight for stage time. LA, it's easier to get stage time and stuff. So New York's a different grind, and so people might have a little bit of they were a little more not as I showed up in like a floral blouse at my show. I was like, hi guys. They're like,
I love that. I love the way you dress, and I love the way you pick things out. I think you
Nana
have a good
has
sense
to.
about that. Yes, I do have to go to New York. That is a true statement. Yes.
Yes, V says, as a foreigner, the first time in New York was great. Seeing all the diversity. It's all the diversity in the neighborhoods and the food. It's amazing. It's so freaking cool. And being there in the summer's fun, spring's fun, winter is fun. It's all fun.
I just think when I saw that big circle with Imagine and knowing I was right at the park, I just thought that was
Which is like
fabulous.
directly across from the Dakota or whatever. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Nana, they're like, what are you looking at? Yeah, there's so many people, if you look at them, they'll be like, and I'm just like, hi. So you would get so much free shit. They'd be like, you're freaking delightful. I got free bagels. I mean,
That's so nice. Isn't that nice? I did laugh when I was in
Mhm.
California and someone said to me at Target, I never forget it. You're not from here, are you? I says, no, I'm not. No, you're smiling. Yeah. And I'm thinking, wow, that's sad. That's sad. You should smile. You're out in public and stuff, whatever.
I think when you go to these like bigger states where there's so many people and you're in like bumper to bumper traffic and it's just like a grind, I think it's different, like a more like
Yes.
city life compared to maybe, us Minnesotans. I mean, we have, you live in Minneapolis, you're in the city.
Talked about Minneapolis today. Yeah, we just don't get over there. We just don't
Yeah.
get over there.
I thought they
Don't
were.
cross that bridge.
I think New York bagels are very good. So I'm gonna
What's
say
the
yeah.
difference? Is it because of the chewiness? That's what I heard. Some people say ours aren't as chewy.
Everything's just different. Pizza's bigger
Okay.
there. Everything is just like a New York slice of pizza. It's just I don't know. It's just different. Maybe
I
I
know.
don't know. I'm just still the food, the pizza, the bread. It's more. Just like
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
enjoy this. It's just so fun. And you can go in a restaurant and it'll be something you don't even think is a restaurant. And then you go in and it's like the secret garden and that shit. It's like how do all these people fit in here? And I mean, that was the last trip I took
Yes,
before
before, right.
COVID was
Yes.
New York
Yes.
as COVID was, as it was February 2020. And we were running here and there and everywhere and life was happening. And then we got back and there were like whispers about this COVID thing. And we're like, what, where, huh?
Well, that's just it. I know. I mean, had we, and certainly, they're talking about, another wave and things like that through it. But, we've gotten through this. We'll get through another one.
Oh, Nana's like our fearless leader. Well,
Oh,
Chell,
we are.
at his hospital, he said there's been a spike. So
And we're hearing that. And we
the New
certainly are
York
hearing that.
water is the difference in the bag.
Oh, okay. Well,
Juliet says, I went to California a few years ago and was smiling at everyone. They were looking at me like I had a big boogie. For real. There's a lot of areas of California where people are like, so if you go there and you bring that kind of, I don't know if it's a Midwest, a Southern charm, I don't know what it is, but just not a coast. The coasts are different. Middle America is very different from the coast, just in, I think.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
I mean, I know, well, the coasts tend to be too. It's like, we're better than everyone,
Well, don't they always say that, our trends and our things come from New York and California?
Yeah.
And it takes a while before it gets to the Midwest.
That was one thing. Even when I moved to Arizona, I was hearing songs. I was in my 20s. I'd be like talking to my friends, like, have you heard this song? And they're like, we don't have that song here yet.
Isn't that funny?
On the
Isn't
radio.
that funny?
It's just silly stuff.
I know. And I think of I Love Lucy, living in New York City. When I think of New York City, my grandparents met in New York City, Grandma Frances and Grandpa Fred, and she was at Rockaway Beach. So, and I heard that's kind of an iffy area now, but back in the day, this would have been.
You got to go there. You got to go there and see where they met.
Yeah, this would have been 1919, about right in there, 1919, 1920.
D. Marie says, I like the cities where I can wear flip-flops everywhere. Then you belong in San Diego or Carlsbad or something like that. That's a city if I had money, I would buy in Carlsbad. Me and Chell fell in love with it. I didn't think I would, but it is just an idyllic. Is that the word I'm thinking of?
Yeah, idyllic.
Very just nice, cute town. I think there's an army base near there or something.
What is the one right across from the Golden Gate Bridge? What is the name of that?
Sausalito. I would live there.
Oh, that's a beautiful city.
So beautiful. But that's like, you got to have buku bucks. That's expensive.
Natalie's saying when I saw the Empire State Building in person,
yes,
chills. I would too. And
you look up and you're
tell
like,
me,
how is this stuff so big?
What is that movie where they're supposed to meet at the Empire State Building?
Sleepless in Seattle.
Sleepless in Seattle. But then they did a remake. That's Sleepless in Seattle is a remake of it with Deborah Kerr and who else?
You've Got Mail. Remember that?
Well, yes, I
Meg
do.
Ryan, and it was the old AOL. Oh, that was funny.
I'm just trying to think what it was. I'll think about it. And An Affair to Remember. That's the name of it.
Oh,
and then
I could never get to City Island. I cried tears to go that far. Is that far?
City Island, is that?
That is a really good point, Tara. New York isn't friendly, but it's kind. Cali isn't friendly. Cali is friendly, but not kind. That is.
Oh, wait, poetic. I gotta read this. I gotta read this over. New York isn't friendly, but it's kind. Cali is friendly, but not kind.
It's almost
Oh.
like the superficiality of California is showing,
Oh,
where New York
okay.
might show you its grit, it might show you its dirt, but deep down it's got a good heart. And Cali's like, we're nice, but deep down it's like, what a batch.
Oh, got it.
Maybe not
Got
every
it.
part of California, but definitely like LA compared to New York for sure. Oh, I love you guys' takes on this. This is way more
That
interesting than Ari and Benny.
isn't it? Isn't it? I think it is too, because I just don't think that they should have been brought back anyway. Their son is
No.
darling, but they shouldn't have been brought back. Thank you again. If they're to remember, yes, it was
I
such a
love
good, it's so
heat.
touching.
Oh, it
What a,
was
it's
touching.
such a touching
So
movie.
I didn't know Sleepless of Seattle was based on that.
Well, I thought it was because they're supposed to be meeting in on the Empire State Building, unless somebody else didn't check it out and they ran with it. But
I gotta watch it. Who's in it again, Nana?
I want to say Deborah Kerr and Cary Grant. I think it was Cary Grant, who is just
What year
so.
is this? Do you
Oh, it
think?
had to be the 50s. It
Let me
had to
look
be
it
the
up.
50s because my favorite Sabrina movie with Audrey Hepburn is made in 1954, the year I was born, and absolutely love that. One of my favorite old.
1957. And you're
Was it
right. Deborah
57?
Kerr, Cary Grant, Richard Denning,
So
Kathleen Nesbitt, Neva
Oh,
Patterson, Neva.
and you know who Kathleen Nesbitt is? That's wonderful. She was on The Farmer's
Why
Daughter.
does that
She
sound
was
so familiar?
Congressman Morley's mother. Uh,
Congressman?
he was a congressman, Congressman Morley, and Inger Stevens was the farmer's daughter that came from Sweden, and that was in the early 60s. It was a TV show, The Farmer's Daughter. Fabulous
I
show.
love that DGF says, I love heat, but I can't live where bugs live good year round. They do. Living back in the desert these past years, oof, the bugs outside, you're just like, what the hell is that thing? You're just always like, I remember one time I thought it was a huge, in Arizona, it was a cockroach. I was outside on my patio, but it was a Palo Verde beetle. And apparently, and I killed it because I was terrified. I didn't know. And people were like, you're
Oh,
not supposed to kill them. They're good. They kill like they'll eat the
oh,
spiders for you and all that. But this sucker was like the size of my head hanging out on my patio. I was like, no, it was gonna eat me. There are some
oh!
big,
I
big.
wouldn't have known the difference, Joe. From
Well, I took a picture and put it on Facebook at the time. And my friend Dave was like, he's from Arizona.
okay,
And he was like,
okay.
Jolene, you didn't kill it, did you? I was like, I did. He's like, they're good. I'm like, they're big
Oh,
and scary. And I was
yeah. I'm
too
sorry, I
scared.
didn't know what they were.
And I
Right.
sprayed them with Windex. That's how I kill things. I can't smash stuff. So I just spray it with cleaner. And I'm so sorry.
Doing a Brian Christopher. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay.
Is that what he
Cleaning the
does?
screen. Yeah, yeah. They do
Oh
the
my gosh.
Windex. Whoop,
Meg
whoop,
Ryan
whoop.
didn't get hit by a taxi, producer Linda said.
Oh, yes, true story. But they just met up there. That's a good point. But they just met up there. And I really liked that. I just liked it. New York City hate tourists. I hate Midtown. Okay. I
Well, Midtown is
I
like,
think Midtown Manhattan, is that what that would be?
I think Midtown is technically right where Times Square is, correct? Right? It's in Midtown kind of area.
Oh,
Like it's very touristy.
Averia. Averia. Is that how you
Mhm.
say your name? That's very pretty. Averia.
Sabrina
I
is so
think
good.
it is so good. I love Sabrina, and it's the old Sabrina, the Audrey Hepburn Sabrina. I love when it's 110 outside and 73 inside. You know,
Yeah.
I do love.
Scorpions, Palo Verde beetles, tarantulas, Gila monsters, javelina. AZ is way scarier than Palm Springs. I've only seen, we just have like the giant flying La Cucarachas outside. And I'm just like, get out of my life. What is happening? Yeah,
I
Midtown's Times Square. Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't have
Mhm.
known that. I guess I would think Times Square isn't Manhattan then, right?
Well, I mean, there's different areas of Manhattan.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Um, oh my gosh. In Key West, we call them palmetto bugs. They look like La Cucarachas. I mean, I'm looking, I got my outdoor sliding glass doors right here. And sometimes I'm just like, oh, but we have people that spray, but
Yeah, they like the. They like
They look for water.
water.
I never
Okay.
knew that.
Okay.
We got a pond right out here. I'm like,
Sure.
drain the pond, drain the swamp. All right. Yes. You guys are so funny.
So we had 112 likes. What did I want? 90 something? So we hit it. Yay. Thank
Woo,
you.
we did it.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Yeah,
Bird.
let's go to New York sometime in the fall, Nana. We could walk around and have like wear scarves and cute little pea coats and drink coffee and pretend we're New Yorkers and just be
Honey,
like, yeah, we're edgy and cool.
I just open up my mouth and they go, Midwest, Midwest,
Mm,
citizens arrest, citizens arrest. Yeah,
we'll
they know.
keep our mouth closed. You can freeze bug with super hold hairspray. I hate centipedes. I hate them.
I know some of them are scary. I will give you that.
Yeah. I love Arizona though. Dee Marie says she's in Arizona. A guy I went to high school with just posted on Facebook that he's moving to Arizona, and there's quite a few people I went to high school with that ended up in Arizona.
Oh, really?
But I was like,
okay.
he's gonna love it. Getting out of there's just something to get out of that winter. Summers can be long. Like I'm looking at staring down another desert summer, but there is nothing like a long ass winter. I'll take a hot summer. I do get sick of the heat for sure, but they always say in Arizona, you don't got to shovel sunshine. And that's the truth.
Ouch. Okay. But true story. And the older I get, the more I just don't like this cold weather. I just don't.
It hurts.
Don't like all the snow.
Cold weather hurts.
It hurts your face. When you walk out and your face hurts. Oh my goodness. Ouch.
You can search from, so when the first time I went to New York, I went to where Luann and Tom, you drink and party. Nana doesn't watch Roni, Real Housewives of New York. I went to that hotel bar and I was on the lookout for Tom and Luann. And I ordered a Caesar salad at that place and a water. And I think it was like $50. It was so crazy. And there was a bunch of like middle-aged Tom-looking dudes with money in the middle of the day having cocktails. And I sat at the bar and I was just waiting for some Real Housewives of New York thing to happen. I went in the bathroom. I kind of cleaned myself up because I literally had a backpack and I would just take all my stuff. I mean, I had a hotel, obviously.
Wow.
But I just brought a backpack with me. I don't know why. I don't even remember why I just brought a backpack. I don't know. I thought it was cool. And then I freshened up in the bathroom and I sat at the bar and had the most expensive water and Caesar salad I've ever had in my life. But I never saw Tom and I never saw Luann. But that area,
unbelievable. $50.
I was looking for Harry Dubin. I was looking for all of them. Tara, I was like, I told my husband, I'm going to try to get Tom to make out with me so that I can, have a storyline to bring to Andy, have some tea. But Tom never showed up. I think I was there a little too early because I had a comedy show where did I have a comedy show that night? I had a comedy show
I remember that. And you had friends there and they hooked you up with the comedy show and said, come on.
Well, me and Desi went to it.
Yeah.
Where was my comedy show? It's really gentrified now. The area that I went to for my comedy show.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I don't remember. I mean,
I forget. Dang, it wasn't
comedy shows. I would have.
Where the hell? That was like my first New York comedy show I ever did, and I was so excited. Cool. But it was literally just like standing in the middle of a bar. It was really funny. Shit. Where is like a place where it's not Brooklyn, but it's a place where people live if they can't afford to live right in New York City, but it's recently gentrified. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I should have went to Watch What Happens Live. I just wasn't thinking. I was like, I'm just going to go stalk where I think.
Well, how would you know?
Go to the Upper East Side. I went to the West Village, Tribeca, but it's like outside of New York.
Tribeca, where's that?
Tribeca,
Linda? I don't know.
Not Williamsburg. It's not Staten Island.
Oh.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa, thank you. That's very nice.
It's not the Bronx. It's not
the Bronx.
It's not Jersey. It's not Long Island.
That's car 54, the Bronx.
I think Chel's brother lived in the Bronx. Queens. Yes. Queens.
Well, that's where all in the family. That's where
I'm pretty sure it was in Queens. It was in Queens, right? Astoria. Or was it Astoria? I'm so bad. It was a really cute bar, but it was very gentrified. Like we got off the subway. Me and Desi got off too soon because she goes to New York all the time for business, you know. So she's like, let's just get a car. And I go, no, we got to take the subway, Desi. We have to be New York. We got to take the subway. And she was like, I literally never take the subway. She always Ubers, Lyfts, or takes like a company car. And I was like, no, we have subway. So it's like me, the poor ass comedian, and my like executive living good best friend. She's like, okay. But then she was like, this is actually pretty fun because, you know, she just goes there for work because she works in, you know, merchandising and retail. And at the time, I think she was working for like a company where she was like the person that bought all, she was like the buyer for all their jewelry and stuff. So she would always be there for meetings. And we went to Little Italy and had dinner with like her coworkers and they paid. And it was like a really nice, expensive meal.
Life
And
is good.
yeah. And I was just drinking boba and eating, you know, free bagels and
Life
doing
is
my
good.
little comedy shows. So, okay, Astoria's in Queens. Thank you. So it was Astoria. So we did go to Queens, but we got off the subway too soon. So it's almost like for us, little Minnesotans, we're in a movie and we're walking along. It's like super dark and, you know, you can see the subway kind of above you there and you're walking like a little neighborhood. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. And then we're just like, where the hell are we going? Why did we get off so soon? We got off at the wrong. But then we got to walk to the neighborhood and we watched it get gentrified. It was crazy.
It really is when you're outside of some place that you're not used to or have never seen before. I remember being in New Orleans for a conference for work, and we walked right into, and this is what the police told us, that we walked right into the ghetto. And we're kind of like, what? And they said, get out of here. You don't belong here. That's just what they told us.
Oh,
because we're walking through. Well, it was weird. Well, it was weird because we're walking through.
Weird. Why don't you belong there? Like,
I know, but that's, I'm just saying, that's what they told us. I'm just
trying to look up the place for this or the name of this bar because it was the cutest little bar. It was literally tiny, and I think they run a comedy show in there still. And there's so many. Oh my gosh.
I'm seeing all this. DGF Hoboken, and someone else said New Rochelle. Now, New Rochelle is where the Dick Van Dyke Show. They said they're from New Rochelle. So,
okay. You're born in the Bronx. Tribeca is the city, not outside. Is in the city, not outside. Okay. I love that Varia's giving us all.
This is really, it is.
Newark. Yep.
Yeah, there's so many different.
DGF.
Oh, thanks very much, DGF. That's so nice. DGF 627.
Even going to like Brooklyn and walking across the Brooklyn Bridge. That was super cool, but that is extremely different. Now, even from like the Sex and the City movies. You know, remember when, oh, you didn't watch Sex and the City.
I did. But, oh my God, yes.
You did?
Oh,
remember when Miranda had to move to Brooklyn and she was like, watching that
bumming out.
First movie now and hearing the way these white ladies talked about certain neighborhoods, I'm like, a little problematic because she was in one of these neighborhoods and she goes, white guy with a baby, follow him. We have to live where he lives. And she was in this area, I don't know what neighborhood it would be, like a Ukrainian neighborhood or something. And I was like, oh, that didn't age well.
No, and it didn't. You're right. I mean, and a lot of things, certainly that people have said and things to us in our lifetime wouldn't age well. It just, you know, I just think of this. I think, oh, there's so much.
You got to go, Nana. We got to get you to New York. We got to get him to the Greek, get you to New York. You'll love it. You'll just be like this. I don't think you've ever been to a city that big.
Minneapolis. No.
Times it by 30.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah, I would like to see it.
I love it. There's so much history and just so cool. You'll be like, this TV show was there, and that TV show, and that person over there, and that's where Cary Grant lost his virginity, and that's where Anne Hathaway lost her likability, and that's where, you know,
you guys,
Dick Van Dyke. Do you know Dick Van Dyke's wife is like in her 50s?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, There was a picture. Someone sent it to me and they said, show this to Nana. And it was Dick Van Dyke coming out of the gym at like 90
I
something with
love
his
it. I
wife.
have it on Facebook. I absolutely loved it. In fact, I even commented on it. I said, absolutely love him. He was 96 years old, he is, and he's coming out of a gym. He's as cute as can be. He just reminds me so much of my childhood. I just love him. The Brooklyn Bridge is the worst.
Me, tourists.
Too many freaking
There were
tourists.
so many people, and everybody was doing
Oh.
a video. Like everyone was doing a social media video, including me, while I was doing a vlog. I don't know if that's any better, but we were all backed up because someone was stopping to do a dance or do something.
Isn't that funny?
Can
I have a New York question then. When September 11th happened and you see people, I just have to ask, when you see people running across the bridge, what bridge are they running across? I didn't know that.
I have no.
Well, that's why I figured people would know that. What bridge would that be? Or what, they're leaving New York City and they're running across the bridge. I just didn't know if this was the Brooklyn Bridge. I wasn't sure.
Brooklyn.
Is it? Okay.
Okay, Nana. How late are things open up there where you are, Nana? Not very late. Whenever I would go, I'd be like, everything's closed.
Yeah, I mean, and especially since the Panakuchen, you'll see things. Yeah. In fact, we just got in Minnesota, not that that's any claim to fame, but last year was the first year you could buy alcohol on a Sunday in Minnesota. Before that, people would cross the border over to Wisconsin to get it. So for a long time, you couldn't even buy. And it surprises me. So when I get out to California, and probably New York is like that too, when you go into the grocery stores, they don't have alcohol. I was just like, what? You can buy alcohol everywhere? Here? I couldn't believe that.
At Walgreens. Do you have alcohol at Walgreens?
Oh, gosh, no. We have alcohol at liquor stores. So
I rarely see a liquor store anymore. It's just, you just go to Albertsons or Ralph's or.
Wow.
Minnesota's weird like that. They're weirdly, what is the word I'm looking for? I was going to say patriotic, and that is not the correct word, but they're weirdly Amish about, not Amish, but Puritan or something about they're such a huge drinking state, but they're like, oh, we can't sell liquor on Sundays. And then finally they passed that. Oh, we can't sell full like alcohol beer at events. We have to sell 3-2 beer. Because I remember going into other states and I'd be like, do you guys have 3-2 beer? And they're like, what the hell is that? I was like, oh, it's just beer with less alcohol. They're like, why would we have that? I'm like, I don't know. That's how Minnesota tries to control us. I'm not sure.
And they don't have that anymore. They went to Quaker, strong beer.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Quaker. There you go. Yeah. And
is that all of Minnesota? Minneapolis is obviously open later.
Oh, and I believe that you can go to bars on Sundays, most definitely. But I'm saying to go into a liquor store, no liquor stores in Minnesota were open on a Sunday.
Yeah. So, what about cigarettes, Nana? Does Minnesota have cigarette vending machines?
I haven't seen a cigarette vending machine since I was in Vegas. They had them.
I think they had them at the casino. Yeah.
And what casino?
Like Treasure Island or something?
No, do not see them. No.
But like back in the day?
I don't remember them having any. I really don't. It's just something way in the past. I know for walking by when I'm in Cub, I always like to look at that area, because they can't even stock people there. They don't have enough people. If you needed that, or if you needed a lottery ticket or wanted one, you'd have to get somebody over there to help you. But the idea that they're $10, $50, and $11 a pack.
Oh my gosh.
And they're saying that they're going up again with this another new tax.
Crazy.
That's
Man, have
nuts.
You ever even had Jamaican food? Have you ever had jerk chicken?
I did taste jerk chicken, and that was with Mary. Mary was selling that. Desiree's mom was selling that jerk sauce.
Yeah, you got to have from the Jamaican restaurant or area, or like
Yeah, that
They
sounds
make
really
those
good. I
in
like
New York.
anything. Are they the rice too with the vegetables and stuff? I love that
I
kind of
think so.
stuff.
I've been to Jamaica twice. Have I been to Jamaica twice or 3 times? I was drunk all the times. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
I remember we would buy jerk chicken on the street like late at night when we were wasted too. They were just always selling jerk chicken in the grill. It was amazing.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try
I'm
that. And
sorry,
when
every
the
time you click,
oh,
I click.
I know it's that
Sorry.
funny. You click, I click, we click, they click.
I've clicked on this one
Um,
because it says we have them in AZ Nana. They're probably in Laughlin.
oh, okay. See, and I didn't. You mean
You had a
we still talk
cigarette
about?
room in your high school? Did you have that, Nana?
Oh no,
Where did you go to high school? Vegas? Where did you?
no. They had a place to go
We had a
smoke,
daycare.
but we
Everyone
didn't
thought that
have
was
that.
weird, but now I think it's normal.
Well, I think that's good that the women could stay in school.
Yeah.
Because in my day they were banished to the aunt's house on the
I
farm
remember
or some damn
the
thing.
suburban schools would be like, "You guys have a daycare?" I was like, "Yeah." And just so you know, people get pregnant in the suburbs too. That's not just a city kid thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Caribbean food. Oh, that
goodness.
Caribbean food. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
Caribbean food.
I'm hungry right now. I just had cottage cheese and fruit today because I was outside. But now I'm gonna ice it. Gonna
Alberta,
love it.
Canada.
Alberta, Canada.
That's where she. Sorry to interrupt
Oh,
you, Nana. You're gonna ice it. You're gonna levitate, not elevate, not levitate.
elevate. I was gonna levitate it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
perform magic in my bedroom. Wink,
Yes.
wink.
Woo.
Woohoo!
No,
Um,
that's where Leanne had. Oh, of course. Let's go Oilers. Oh my God. I went to Edmonton and I got my husband an Oilers t-shirt. And I think he still has it because I think the Oilers colors are really cool. But go Wild. Freaking Wild. They always get knocked out of the playoffs. I'm so sick of being a Minnesota hockey fan. I don't understand how Florida can have 2 winning hockey teams first round of the playoffs, and we're from
I
Minnesota. And we
know.
got Kaprizov. He's like the best little guy in the world. Okay, don't get me started on hockey, but go Oilers. And Avalanche beat no offense to my St. Louis friends, but the St. Louis bullies. I cannot stand the St. Louis Blues. They are big brute bullies. I just can't stand them. One time I was at a St. Louis Blues game against the Wild, and someone got in a fight with a Wild fan, and me and Chell were sitting next to him, and I was sober by that time, and they threw a beer bottle, and it hit me.
I remember that happening.
And
I remember that happening.
Chell still laughs because I turned around and I said, "Someone's going to have to apologize." And Chell was like, "Did you really think one of these drunk hockey fans
No,
is going to
I know.
apologize to you?" I was like, "I don't know." But Alberta's where she had the smoking room at her high school, Nana.
Yeah, no, we had a smoking. We pushed for a smoking pod, if you will, someplace outside that you could smoke. We never got it by 1972. I think by 1974 they had a smoking area, which I think they've taken back now from a lot of the schools. Yeah, I used to smoke in the bathrooms too. We had certain.
I didn't even see Lenitra's comment. I hated the Blues. I love you, but I hate the Blues. No, I mean, it's just because you guys beat us all the time and you're always a bigger team and you definitely rough us up. But then you screw up because then, we're really good on power plays. And then that's the only time we could basically score on you guys. But not that I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think go Avalanche because I think
Someone's going to have to apologize. That really did make me laugh. I like this. Tell Chell that I've held the Stanley Cup courtesy of the Detroit Red Wings. I also got to touch the Stanley Cup, and that was at the legislature. They had it there showing it.
Was it big? I feel like I've seen it
And
before. Maybe.
yes, and I want to say, here I am. Was it the Stanley Cup? I'll get back to you on that.
What other cups are there?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What's a Super Bowl would have a ring? And
Yeah,
then
that wasn't.
what
Yeah.
does NBA have? A ring?
This was a great big
That's
thing.
the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, it was huge. And we were standing by.
What if it wasn't?
I know. I was standing by something shiny and gold. Anyway, yeah, I can never remember stuff.
Detroit Red Wings. When I was growing up, the Red Wings had were they like the 5 or something? They had like 5 amazing players or 7 or something from Russia. and they just killed everybody all the time. No one could beat them. So we hated the Red Wings too, but they had cool colors. Well, red and white. But oh man, and the Blackhawks, everyone beats us. Oh my God. Someone's gonna have to apologize.
Someone's gonna have to apologize. Oh, Chell, you're such a peace-loving man. That's what I love about you.
ATL has smoked. Yeah. Well,
What
I
is
remember
this,
Vegas
Nana?
did.
Your nautical striped shirt is a
Mhm.
Kohl's? Of course it is, honey. You know, I took it. It was hot today working out there and stuff. So, and someone else mentioned my knee, possibly a meniscus tear or something.
Oh
And
no.
Paul has had that. Your dad had that. And so something happened. I turned it wrong. I did something and I don't remember doing anything about it. But
Oh, no, I'm
I
worried
haven't
about
had
you.
pain like this in a long time. And if it gets, certainly I need to make an appointment and get in there. There's not a question.
Nana mixing up the cups. So Shane's
Well,
educating
you
us.
gotta.
NBA and NFL have trophies, apparently.
I'm wondering
NBA has.
why would I?
Who the heck's Larry O'Brien? I need to
NBA
learn
has.
about the NBA.
Oh, honey, I don't know anything about this.
The Timberwolves were actually good this year. They got pretty far. I mean, then they shit the bed like they do. But it was back in like the Spreewell days, like in the early 2000s. Was it like 2004, 2005 when it was like spree for three and we were kind of good and we almost beat the Lakers. These are the things you have to remember as a Minnesota sports fan because you have these rare moments where you might win. You're like, where we almost beat this powerful team.
I know. Isn't that funny?
Oh
Isn't that funny? I love the sports talk, which I know nothing about. Do you ever come to
Sorry.
St. Louis? Okay.
What
Teachers
was the
have a
one you had
cigarette break
highlighted?
room in public schools, Aaron.
Is that the one you highlighted?
And I remember it being in grade school. It isn't, but I remember being in grade school and just walking by the teacher's lounge, which no one could go ever into. And I could smell cigarettes, and I knew what cigarettes smell like because my mom smoked.
Yeah.
And
I don't think have I ever done, I feel like I've done stand-up in Missouri. Because I did a whole little like tour down there and I went through a lot of states.
Honey, I don't remember. I don't remember that. Now you know how I feel. I think
I'd be one of those people that forget. But I'm forgetting like where all my shows are.
I think I got my picture taken with the Stanley Cup, so we're gonna find out.
We don't know what we're talking about, but I would love to go back to St. Louis, and I appreciate you saying you won't throw anything at me. Those Blues fans are serious. You do not want. They were just throwing stuff. The biggest, oldest white dudes with bellies, even bigger than the Minnesota dude bellies, just throwing stuff, getting real mad.
Wow,
real mad.
I
knew Shane would.
It's a game.
Yeah, Sergei Fedorov, Vladimir Konstantinov, okay, Slava Kozlov, Slava Fedosov, and Igor Larionov. Larionov.
Are these kids you graduated with, Shane?
Yes, those are kids we went to high school with.
I was going to say, I don't know these names, but.
No, those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that were like the amazing five. I don't know what they called them, but they were on the Red Wings when we were teenagers, and the Red Wings were just the freaking best because they had these like 5 Russian guys that were amazing. Yeah, Spreewell was bomb when he was on our team. I think
you guys know more
at our playoff game too when he played for the Timberwolves. Spree for three. We loved him. Us Minnesotans, one thing we do not forget: if you were good to our team, Mike Madonna, we don't forget about you.
I liked Mike Madonna. He was so cute. Has Nana ever vaped? We're going in a different direction. No, I haven't. No.
Producer Linda said the Stanley Cup. So maybe you were in Bloomington.
I wasn't.
I was at the MOA.
No, I was in the Senator's retiring room. They brought it in, and we all got to go stand.
Do you miss those people?
Let's move on. I've never vaped. I've never vaped.
Do you have any hot gossip you can tell us from back in the day? Some people are dead or something. Like anything like funny that happened when you worked in politics?
Okay, no, I've never vaped, but thank you. I have a retirement check still coming. I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds me. So thank you. Thank you for joining us, you guys, tonight. We got to wrap this up too. I know I know I'm getting tired. I have to elevate
I'm not.
and ice. You're not getting tired?
I could talk to you all night, Nana. All night. I'm so
Oh,
glad you're not mad at me for telling you that you talked over me and we talked over each other. I thought, oh, Nana's gonna be mad at me.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was like, that Scorpio is not
I'm
gonna
just
forget that
gonna-
I just said that.
No, it's here. It's here. Trust me. And I'm trying to get
Oof.
rid of it. What is this man doing?
I
In our
tried to
house?
deliver it in the nicest Minnesota passive aggressive way I could, and I was like,
No,
she is
just
gonna
say it.
cut my throat. She's gonna cut my
Honey,
throat.
just no. Why is this man here? You can't have a man and a woman in the same thing. And then we never even talked about that poor plumber. I felt bad about the plumber. The plumber.
Oh,
I bet he was just saying, man, I just want to do my job. Get out of here. Get the money and run.
he's like, I don't
I
want to bang
have
anybody.
To hear this.
I'm putting in your butt wiper.
I know. For the love of God. If you knew how to, handle a wrench, buddy, you wouldn't have another man in your house. What's all this going on?
Ooh,
So,
Vanna.
Judy, hi,
Boom.
Judy. Good to see you, honey. Thanks, ladies. Great show. In fact, I just saw on Facebook that Judy's daughter-in-law, I believe, was on Good Company. I'm going to
back in the day?
No, right now. I mean, I think it's
Good Company. That show is from like the 80s now. Are you talking about Steve and Sharon's Good Company?
Oh, yeah. See,
oh my God, you guys, Nana just referenced a show that hasn't been on the air. It was a local Minnesota talk show. Good Company with Steve and Sharon. They were a married couple. I don't know if they ended up staying married. I don't even know if they're dead now.
I don't think they're dead. They used to hang
I don't think it's been on since the mid-90s.
No, Marina on the St. Croix. They used to
Twin Cities Live, Nana.
Thank you. Did Judy come back? Thank you, Judy. Thank you, honey.
Good Company
it takes me a while.
Is the oldest show.
It was. Oh, honey.
I forgot that show existed. It's been Twin
Where
Cities
did
Live
you come
for
up
a
with
very
this?
long time. I made it. I have an app on my phone.
Did you make this?
Yes. Oh my God, it's so easy. Anyone could do it. You always look good. What are you talking about?
No, I look pretty damn good like this. I love it.
Animated.
I haven't seen that.
I'm hot animated. Seriously.
Twin Cities Live. Thank you, Judy. What did I say? Good Company or something? Oh, dear God.
Nana just read that man for filth. Yes, Nana loves patties.
I know. Oh, Lucy was on me about that. How many boyfriends do you have, Nana? Oh, Joe.
Lucy is dying to because I was telling everyone how we're going on vacay. On Joleen Vlogs, I did a live and I was telling them about how we're going to a cabin and we're going to have all kinds of fun. And Lucy's excited to do TikToks and she wants to go live. And she goes, I think we should tell the story about Nana's creepy boobs. And Nana keeps going, I don't want to tell that story. But Lucy finds it hilarious. Her 7-year-old self is like, we should tell all the subscribers the story about Nana's creepy boobs.
I said, what a terrible thing. I mean, this is a little girl. We were in the same bed we were at in California, and I went to turn, and one of my boobs came out of a nightgown, and she was just a little thing. How old was she? Maybe 4,
she
3?
Was 3. I think she was celebrating, or she was 3.5, and it was the first time she came to California. You two flew out to see me, and we all were cuddled up, and you two were sleeping in my bed. Yes. And then in the morning, I think I was sleeping with you guys, and one of your boobs came out of your it was kind of not like hanging out, but it just like opened up like your cleavage or whatever. And she goes, all I woke up to was my little 3.5-year-old niece go, Nana, put your creepy boob away.
Only kids can say that to you, seriously.
Because to us 3.5-year-old, 7-year-old, grandma boobs are creepy. But what we haven't told Lucy yet is one day she's going to have creepy boobs.
I know, but it's good a long time from now, baby. Long time from now.
Yeah, she was traumatized. Renee says, I'm gay. All boobs are creepy, Nana. Don't feel bad. She said, let's tell all this because Lucy says, like, these are Nana subscribers, Jolene subscribers, and her subscribers. You guys are all her friends and her subscribers. And she used to ask me when she was real low, how many subscribers do we have now, Jolene? And I would tell her, she goes, you're doing pretty good. And then she was so disappointed in my TikTok following. Oh, I got to tell her now that I'm over 1,000, I can go live. She's going to be so proud because I'd be like, oh, I have like 200. She was like, okay.
Whatever. TikTok.
That's not very, she goes, Jolene, you need to work on your TikTok. It is not very good.
Oh. Yes.
But now she like will like show me TikToks, and because we talk all the time on like FaceTime, and it'll say like the video. She'll say this one says send it to the person you trust the most. So I want you to see this, and I'm like, oh.
You two have a wonderful relationship. I love that. I love that you guys are that close. And she'll tell you things that she won't tell her Nana and she won't tell her mom and dad. She likes to
She does.
talk girl talk. Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to have like your little cool aunt. I'll be cool for a second. There'll be a time when I'm not cool, and that's gonna break my heart. Glenn says they make a cream for that.
I hope they do. They make a cream for every damn thing, don't
She
they?
is so sassy. When Nana would say she's just like you, I'd be like, no, she's her own person. No, we're just alike. Like she's a sassy Sasquatch just like me.
I lived through this, and it is just
I don't know
like
how.
it is just like having my daughter and son again by having these grandkids because they are so much alike. And I
Nana,
just love
creepy
it.
boob squad.
Oh,
D. Marie says
CBS.
CBS. Yes, maybe
Love
that's what it really
CBS.
stands for. That's what's Julie Chen Moonves' husband named it.
CBS. No, that wasn't CBS,
Thanks,
was it?
Regal. I love being an auntie. Does Lucy believe in? Oh,
yes.
won't get Nana started.
All right. We'll talk about that another time, Shane, because this is just crap. This everybody wins crap. It is crap. And she thinks it's a nice thing. It's not a nice thing. In life, there are losers and winners. And, and that's what I try to tell them when we're playing Yahtzee. There is no, oh, you almost won. No. And it's me. Usually poor Nana's pulling up the rear. I got 187 points. They got 280 on Yahtzee. And they're good. They're really good with Yahtzee. And it teaches them how to gamble. No, it
You're
teaches
not
them
throwing it a little bit to them to win.
Not at all. I try really hard.
You are very competitive.
I am. You throw dice, and they know.
You give them an extra turn.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nana's like,
welcome
to the real world, kids.
Welcome to the real world. Nana needs a new pair of shoes. Boom. But they're really good. They're really good. And they know things. They go, oh, that looks like full house to me. And I go, yeah, you could take it as a full house, or you could take it as your 3 of a kind. And Frankie goes, which is better? I go, probably the full house.
Gamer. He
is a gamer. He loves it. And
they're both really smart, but he loves winning.
I love Yahtzee. It's one of my favorite games. One of my all-time favorite games. I just love it. And it teaches them. And I says, oh, God, I says, Frankie, I just have this feeling you're going to get a Yahtzee. He had 3 4s. And he goes, really, Nana? And then he threw 2 more 4s. He goes, oh, I got it. And it's like, wow. Do you know how you can play and never get a Yahtzee, kid?
That's, yeah. I mean, remember he was really into cards and Go Fish at a really young age. So I bought him these giant cards, and he thought it was so hilarious to play these big, huge cards.
Yes, it is. But he knows.
He would go, that's mine. That's mine. Like he would know which card beat.
He knows.
Yeah, he knew war. That's what it was, not Go Fish, war.
It's war.
Leanne, that's a good analogy. In life, there are big Eds, losers, and Alexis in that winner. Oh my God. And they're pregnant with another kid.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. They're so cute.
Well, I just, I really like the idea to teach them cards and stuff, because it's fun to sit and play cards. And Frankie will look and go, what did you give me? Oh, a lousy deuce. So he knows the lingo too. He knows the lingo.
It's stuff you say, because when you're playing on your little game, you go, oh, lousy deuce.
Yeah.
Lousy. And so then he repeats it. But Nana loves Yahtzee. She'll have us at Christmas playing Yahtzee till 3. She can stay up so late if it's Yahtzee and if she's winning. If she's not winning, it's time for bed.
Time for bed. Time for bed, because it's just the luck of the throw, the dice. That's all it is.
It is a fun game. I do really like Yahtzee,
Judy,
and I love playing with you guys. Thank you, Judy.
I haven't talked to Judy in so long. I miss you, Judy. I know
Nana would be a good teacher. She would be a good teacher.
I know we get busy with our lives, but
you and Judy got to hang out.
I know. I haven't seen her in a long time.
When's the last time you saw her?
I think it was at the casino. And then we had the pandemic, and then we didn't see each other, and she wasn't going, and neither was I. And
when did you see her before then?
The
Yeah, I
casino.
remember. You two are casino buddies?
Well, we do like
Why
it.
don't
Let's
you guys
just
just
say we
meet at the
like it.
casino?
We should.
Does she know about Brian Christopher? You guys can go on the Brian Christopher cruise together.
I know. I love Brian Christopher.
Grab
I love you.
Papa.
I love you, Brian Christopher. I always have, always will. And I just had a friend of mine, Mark. He texted me, and I knew that was a text message. He messaged me on Facebook.
You had a guy message you?
Yes. Please don't tell your father.
You're not supposed to have guys messaging you.
We're not in the same room together.
What did he say?
Mark, he's so sweet. He goes, did I see
up?
you up in Hinckley with BC?
He did a you up text? You up, Nana?
No, he said, did I see you
up
in Hinckley?
Oh, okay.
With BC.
Brian Christopher.
And I says, yes, that was me. So then I have to go back to him now and say, well, why didn't you come up and say something? You must have been there, because it hasn't aired.
Was it the previous video, maybe?
I don't think so. I thought you said recently.
Ooh, Nana's getting dudes sliding into those DMs.
Would you stop? Would you stop? He's just a very nice person. Dad and I both know Mark, and we've known him for years. We used to hang out at the same bar together.
Mm-hmm. Tara says, I call my creepy boobs a lousy dude. Nana's getting celebrity sightings now. Hottie Mark from high school is hitting her up going, did I see you on BrianChristopherSlots.com?
You're just so bad. You're just so bad. He's just such a sweet man, and I love him a lot. But
I like to add to the story to make it
interesting. I think it's wonderful to add to a story. What's going on here now? Okay, we are doing this long Minnesota goodbye. It's
so fun though. I like just chatting with you. I wish I just had like a podcast with you where I could just talk with you about and hear about all of your flings, like Mark and.
Oh, I know. Your mom's a slut. Okay, so let's say night to the slut, and
you should see this little slut right here. She is. Let's see if I can get it.
So.
I don't want my computer to fall. I can't see. Well,
that's okay. We know what
Tilly. She's right here.
She's on the keyboard. Sorry, Tilly. I'll try to not keep you up.
She's so cute. I'm sorry I woke you up. I'm sorry. And she's going to bite my hand and go, damn it. All right. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks, mods. Thank you guys for sticking around.
Thank you so much.
You get 90 Day and so much more over here with Nana.
You really do. And Judy, I think of you every time I light my candle, my Scorpio candle. It's got such a good smell to it. And it's not one of those candles that when you blow it out, the black smoke, the soot. I used to like that. Taking nose hits off of it, but can't have everything. I just, I will go to my grave missing cigarettes. I'm sorry to say that. That's a horrible thing to say, but I will.
Why?
So I love you guys.
That's okay.
Well,
that's okay. I am going live tonight about JD. It's already 8:30. Oh my goodness. I just get blabby.
Are you really? Are you really?
Yes, it was a great, was it a great day in court? It was pretty funny. There was lots of funny stuff. There was a guy that showed up for rebuttal. And what happens with rebuttal is not necessarily does Amber Heard's team know who they're bringing in, because through most of the trial they know all the witnesses. Now Tilly's awake and she's like, Mom, get offline. But they didn't know this guy, and it's the guy, Nana, ironically, who owns the Hicksville place that we looked up, of all the trailers in Joshua Tree. That I was telling you Johnny Depp and Amber Heard went to. This guy owned it, and they called him as a witness because someone from his work texted him and said, hey, they're talking about Hicksville. And he was like, that's not how I remember it. And they said, would you be okay with us giving your contact information to Johnny Depp's attorneys? He said, sure. So he talked to Camille, the star attorney of Johnny Depp's team, the standout star. And then they contact him on the 4th of May, and they surprised, basically, but it's like, we have someone, Amber Heard's team. So they had very little time to prepare. And he told a very different story of what happened that night, because he was there working and was there overnight, than Amber Heard told about that night. And he was hilarious. I wrote down some of his quotes because he was like, they were asking him about random accounts on Twitter and YouTube. There's this umbrella guy, and he's been covering this Johnny Depp stuff forever, and he's called the umbrella guy. or Tug, that umbrella guy or the umbrella guy. And Elaine, Amber Heard's attorney, called him the umbrella man. And this dude's on the stand like, what are you talking about? She's like, did you tweet the umbrella man? And he was talking to Johnny Depp's attorney. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. This sounds like schizophrenia because it's almost like, and
Oh my
Elaine is
God.
she's boomerific, but she's like, she knows so little. It'd be like kind of maybe you explaining Twitter. Like she goes,
Wow.
he's got one of the Twitter man accounts for Johnny Depp, one of the biggest one. And the umbrella guy actually has a really big presence on YouTube. And it was just a hot mess. So this guy's on the stand and she's like, Elaine's like, isn't it true that you're a big fan of Johnny Depp? And he's like, no, actually I'm not. And then everyone starts laughing because Johnny Depp's right there. And he's like, I'm not actually a big fan at all. No offense. I'm just not a big fan. And it was like so funny. And then this old Hollywood guy came back. You would like his testimony, Nana, because this is his second time. His name is Richard Marks, not to be confused with the singer that we saw this season on Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh, I was thinking the other Marks.
Daisy Fuentes.
The one with
You're thinking of Meredith
Yeah.
Marks, Brooks Marks. No, not to be confused with him either. Richard Marks. He's been wheeling and dealing in Hollywood for years. He's old school Hollywood. He's like, I remember Mr. Hollywood. I was alive when they called it Hollywoodland. I did the deal for Star Wars, so they got the merch. I liked it back in the day when you could see up the broad skirts. Like he's just very, but he then was kind of rebutting or countering an expert Amber Heard's side had of how much money she should have made. And I know it's a lot because you don't follow the trial, but it was pretty entertaining.
Well, I've been following kind of through you and through producer Linda. You guys both are really watching this like crazy.
Yes, producer Linda is always up in the comments. I love it because she is watching it. And like V says, yes, objection. Nana can't leave. Overruled. She needs
to sleep. God love you both.
To get
I know.
Nana
Look at
into
me.
this.
Look at these eyes. These
eyes
eyes have seen a lot of love, but they're never going to see another woman like I had with you.
Tug. Okay. Yeah, the umbrella. I mean, that was great for Umbrella Guy's channel. I mean, that must have, it's on national media television. He's referenced. But Elaine knows nothing about the Umbrella Guy or what he does. But she was like, he's one of the best Twitters mans for Johnny Depp. And it's like, that's not.
I am no one to talk. I'm not sure I got my picture taken with the Stanley Cup. But anyway, I'm going to check on it because I think that's what it was. People said it's a big deal. Everybody get in here and smile. Okay, that's what I did. I love you guys.
What is this? Is this a giant mason jar? This is the biggest mason jar I've ever seen.
We only have a few minutes for this break. I got to get out and have one. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much.
She won't let me tell her anymore. I'll come on later and
I want to hear it later. I'll put you on instead of the Kennedy assassination so I can fall asleep.
You're going to fall asleep to me and not the Kennedy assassination? That's so sweet.
Yes, I am.
That's so sweet. All right. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to comment after this video post. Bye.
Please like it.
Bye.